You're live. Hunter.
Are you doing the? Am I doing the plugs?
Yes, you're doing it. You're doing it.
I'm not doing the plugs, am I?
You're not doing any
the
plugs.
intro.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to another special edition of Norstead Point, brought to you by NerdJamTV.com, and I'm very excited about it. Hunter, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're doing tonight?
Welcome back, everybody, to Norstead Point. We'll start off with a little bit of introduction. We've got the wonderful Eddie playing Dr. Victor Mutare, Savannah playing Buttercup Lee, and our own Matt playing Bruce Fantana. We'll start us off with a little bit of recap. Last session was pretty story heavy. The session began with the group being confronted by the Pale Invaders from within the lost merfolk city of Alamea, which was hidden by a powerful illusion enchantment. The Pale Invaders insisted that they would be taking the orb with them and that they needed the assistance of the Timeless Daughters. When asked why they wanted it, it was revealed to the group that through using the orb, a figure known as Lady Meridia was responsible for mass petrifying the merfolk, though it was considered a tragedy. For reasons unknown, she has lost access to the orb and has been attempting to locate it ever since, which has been a very long time. The group negotiated safe travel back to the Ice Island to allow the Timeless Daughters to meet up with the Pale Invaders. Upon meeting with the Timeless Daughters, they informed Bruce that Meridia was a songstress who was exiled for refusing to cease her macabre studies, though the party didn't inquire any further. They also note that was a very long time ago and that Lady Meridia should not still be alive. As the party begins to realize that the Pale Invaders are apathetic to their well-being, negotiations go sour, and as the Pale Invaders near defeat, they quickly form a mental connection between the party and the abyssal entity Erguys. It introduces itself, informing the party that it was originally summoned by its pupil, the Lady Meridia. The psychic creature invades the party's minds and sifts through their memories, living each of their lives in moments. It shares with the party a vision of Moakuali, the six-armed crab elemental, unexpectedly awakening from the depths, climbing to the surface, wreaking mass destruction, destroying Alamea, and altering the landscape in the process. In this vision, Bruce takes note of the great avian's involvement with the event. And lastly, Erguys tells the groups that the souls of the merfolk are stored within the orb, and that Lady Meridia seeks a way to restore the condition of the petrified bodies before reviving them, most likely through the use of Moakuali's eggs. Erguys also reveals its own personal goal, to retrieve Moakuali from the Great Avian and bring it back to the depths, no matter the cost. It admits responsibility for the sickness in Norstead, pointing out that human bodies can channel merfolk magics, providing a valuable resource. And it was, lastly, suspicious of the impossibility of the party's bargain with the Great Avian. After that, the merfolk ladies built, they cast a powerful and effective plane shift spell around Finnegan's Bucket, and you guys, as a group, moved everyone over to Finnegan's Bucket, where you are with them here. You had moved the Timeless Daughters to the flooded cave as well, and you had all taken note that a large bubbling had begun to rise up out of the abyss and bubble around the icy island. What would you like to do?
What time of the day is it?
Bad bubbles bad.
Does anyone remember what time of day it was?
I feel like it was nighttime, close to.
It was getting towards the late evening,
That sounds
and
right.
when we finished up, it was nighttime, and we were deciding where everybody was going to crash for the night.
Okay, so this is Finnegan's Bucket for the time being. Everyone's sort of trying to find their place here. If you like, I can move you all back over to the flooded cave.
No, I'm good. Unless you guys want to do something over there.
I mean, I'm good. We don't really need to do anything in the flooded cave unless you want to spend time with your lady.
Bruce is good.
Okay.
I mean, he's kind of thinking about it, but he's not gonna.
Yeah.
He's nervous. He's shy.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
He's apprehensive.
Okay. So,
Bruce
so
everyone's shy boy.
What?
everyone's just taking a snooze, or are y'all? Do y'all have any plans for the evening?
I'm going to work on some new items for the party. I'm gonna go ahead and make some manta ray cloaks, or yeah, cloaks of the manta ray.
Okay, and those are your infusions.
Yes.
Okay, Buttercup, would you like to do anything with your evening?
Well, she's initially going to go over to where everybody is at Finnegan's Bucket to make sure that everybody's okay and were unharmed on moving the way over. And then she's going to go back over to the flooded cave with Wyola and Astra because of they're still recovering themselves too, and she could be there to help them.
Okay. Okay. We will get back to that in just a second. Bruce, would you like to do anything with your evening?
Bruce is going to take out his tinkerer's tools, but instead of working with them, he's going to kind of stare at them for a second wistfully and put them back in his pocket. And he's going to think for a second. And he's going to say, nobody's around, or he's outside of earshot, and he's going to say, hey, Mater. Sorry I haven't talked to you in a long time. Things are pretty fucked up here. I don't know what's going on. I kind of think I might bang a mermaid. I guess you're probably paying attention. I don't know. Maybe you already know I might bang a mermaid. I might. I haven't really figured it out yet. I've got a doctor friend, and he thinks maybe we can bang, but I'm not really sure. That's not what I'm talking to you, though. I just want to say I'm sorry for not talking to you more. And I'm in a weird kind of situation. And I just want to know who I can trust. Maybe get a little guidance. And I hope you're listening, and I hope you're feeling okay. And he's gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
One other thing I'm gonna do tonight is change my one of my infusions. I'm no longer gonna have the improved weapon. I'm gonna be taking radiant weapon instead.
Mm-hmm.
Which is basically the same thing, but I get to blind. I get 4 charges of blinding a day with my weapon.
Okay. Wow. Jesus.
Yeah. So it's a +1
Okay.
attack roll, +1 damage, and I get to blind things.
Surprise!
Oh, okay. So it's a +1 weapon, and it blinds things 4 times a day.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. You're an artificer. God, I'm so salty about.
I just get to
artificers.
punch a couple times. That's cool. That's
Oh my
fun.
gosh. Okay. So Buttercup,
Yes.
when you first make your way over to the cave, we're gonna go ahead and say like you're kind of carousing hereabouts, and as you're kind of helping people get settled in, your presence is a comfort to a lot of the people around you. Just because like you've helped the Cliftons, you've been witness doing these heroic acts, and you are going to notice that they take note once they leave the ice, because this is the first time they've left the ice, many of them in a pretty long time, like a few days, and they're going to notice the bubbling coming up around the island, and they're very disturbed. There's like a lot of tension that's going on throughout the people here, and they're just sort of like mumbling about themselves. I'm like not sure what to do about this situation, and they've taken note of like the enormous ice walls that sort of grew up to form a dome around where you guys are right now.
So Buttercup makes her way around to each and every person, and she does the best that she can to comfort them. Yeah, there's these walls of ice going around us, but that's because, the Timeless Daughters, which are Wyola and Astra, the mermaids, have put up a protector barrier. We don't know what those bubbles are, but we'd rather play it safe than anybody get hurt. So that's why we moved everybody. And we need to start setting up a rotation for things like firewood, and I don't think we'll have trouble finding food here because there's a lot of fish.
Okay. Are you trying to comfort them, or are you trying to like direct them? What do you
She's comforting right now because she's not going to set up initially something to do at the
Mhm.
time, because everybody's still in shock about the move and what's going on, and right now they're disturbed. They haven't had time to process.
Yeah, keep in mind keep in mind they've been seeing these silhouettes gathering outside of the ice day in and day out, and then they saw the confrontation yesterday where you guys killed a good number of those things, but they were definitely hostile.
We protect them. I mean, we.
You protect them, yeah, but they're nervous because they don't know what these things are. They just showed up and came out of the water.
That makes sense.
Okay. And then Buttercup, you said you wanted to go to the flooded cave.
Yeah, she's going to spend the night in the flooded cave because Wyola and Asha are still healing from their wounds that they got from not this last session, but the session before. It
Okay.
was real. So she's there to change bandages and keep them comfortable and everything.
Okay. So, since you guys had kind of left the girls here, when you come back, Buttercup, and keep in mind the only way into this cave, let me actually move. I'll give everyone a glimpse of what our town map currently looks like because it's changed so much. So there is basically an ice dome encapsulating this side of the map. Does that make sense? This circle here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this time, all the humans are able to enter the ice and leave the ice, and none of the casters lost consciousness, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But when you enter this cave down here, the flooded cave, Buttercup, you actually have to swim through like a small like pool, and then you kind of come up in this deep part of the water here. And this cave is pitch black, but you can hear the Timeless Daughters like sort of talking amongst themselves, and it doesn't seem like the lack of light is any bother to them.
She also, Buttercup has
Umbral sight.
what is that?
Dark vision. Yeah.
So she's fine. She can move around there just fine.
Oh my god, fucking Buttercup.
I was waiting.
Commando Cup.
What? I'm saying.
I forgot about that. Fucking
Oh,
Commando Cup's like, oh yeah, no problem. I'm
You
good
didn't
too.
say something. I was gonna say something.
Right.
I know about Gloomstalkers.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah. Also, from here on out, the Timeless Daughters can understand you guys because there's no reason that they couldn't.
Okay.
It just never
All right,
dawned on them.
awesome.
So what are you have just swam up through this water. You're gonna go over and visit them.
Of course. She's like wringing her hair out as she goes, and kind of like wringing her shirt out. But she picks a careful path until she is able to see both of them, and softly calls out their names so that way they're not too startled, and makes her way over there.
Okay.
Then she sits down with them and asks, "Are you both okay? What do you need me to tend to wound-wise?"
As I recall, they actually are okay, because if I remember, Victor had given them each some treatment, and they didn't actually end up taking that much damage during the fight because you guys rushed them back inside the ice. Am I right about that? Does anyone remember otherwise?
I
Yeah, that
think
sounds
so, but it sounds right. But Wyola still had a bit of damage because she had such
Yes, that's true.
extensive damage prior. Okay,
Yeah.
there we go.
So
I can't
her
English.
wounds are gradually healing up, but she's still scuffed for sure. But more than anything, Buttercup, they're noticeably shocked. They are stunned, and so they kind of like, the thing is they can't really communicate to you because you don't have comprehend languages, but they can understand like what you're what you're saying, you know, and they're just like, you know, we're okay.
Awesome.
And you know, you kind of help Wyola, like, you know, check her dressing and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And she's just there to take care of them, so her movements are slow and gentle, and she tries to, you know, gesture to what she is doing so that way they know what's going on. And then afterwards, she actually sits there and brushes their hair so that way it calms them down a little bit because she knows they're a little bit rattled.
Okay. So you just comfort them.
Yep.
All right. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the next morning. Where would you all like to reconvene? Would you like to be in Finnegan's Bucket with everybody else, or the Flooded Cave?
Flooded Cave. And
Flooded Cave?
Bruce is also going to swap out Earth Trimmer for Featherfall.
For what?
Featherfall.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't have dark vision.
We've already talked about my spells for the day.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay.
I'm preparing it. I'm preparing it, but I'm not going to use it.
We're going climbing.
Yeah, we are. We're going to go climbing.
Okay. I will say this. Victor and here, Buttercup, you're not actually in here right now. Victor and Bruce, as you guys are making your way out of the cave for the morning towards the flooded cave, you notice a good bit of murmur and activity. There seems to be some discussion going on amongst the civilians here.
Can I go ahead and approach?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you trying to listen in?
I'm trying to, kind of join the conversation. Is everything okay? Like just kind of awkwardly.
They're going to sort of like turn to your approach, and they say, well, everything is fine. We're having difficulty reaching a consensus.
About?
You see some of them kind of look like bashful, and others, you know, not so much. And one of them speaks up and says, well, many of us are no longer sick with whatever that was. And now that we have the ability to leave the ice, some of us are wondering if the safest thing to do is just leave and try and make the long trip to the next town, which would be dangerous, but at least we'd be going as a group. And then someone else speaks up and they say, I'm not sure about that. The road is a dangerous place. And on top of that, this is my home and I don't want to leave it, even in the state that it's in. We don't know what happened to all the others.
Oh no, it's like a Telltale game.
basically they're conflicted because like some of these people like have kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know, guys, like I don't know if I should put my kids at risk. And then some of the others are like, well, we can't just abandon like 20, 30 people, you know?
Yeah.
It's entirely on you.
So
they kind of look at you and they're like, what do you think, Doc?
Victor is like listening to all of their concerns. Like, we plan to return the others to the fold. We plan to bring the rest of the town back if we can.
If we can? What does that mean? He says, are you sure they're going to be okay?
When I say the rest of the town, I mean the structure. It is within our power to bring the people back.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay. That makes sense.
Bruce, I'm going to say you were probably waiting around for the dog before you head out. So you would see this happening kind of off in the distance as you hear the commotion. The cave is pretty quiet aside from the chattering voices. How'd you do on that persuasion?
17.
Ooh, 17. Okay.
Better than I have been.
Some of them still aren't so sure, but you can see that like the level of tension has lessened a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, okay, And so So they kind of ask you, like, if you think sticking around is the right thing to do, then what should we do with the kids?
The
Are they in
children,
danger being here?
no, the children are safe within the wall of ice. People can venture outside as well to gather food in the forests beyond the wall, as should we need. We
Okay.
have the boat. We can. I can craft bows and weapons should anyone need them. As a matter of fact,
Why would we need weapons?
hunting.
You think they're gonna come back again?
I don't believe that the creatures will come back, but I believe we will need bows for hunting game in the forest. That is all
Okay.
and I kind of produced that coral axe that I had gotten from from previously, since none of us really have a use for it.
The fine
Um,
coral hand axe.
yeah, that +1 weapon. um, is there anyone here that I know of that's particularly like guard or huntery?
You know Jocelyn, I think.
I will remind you that that fine coral hand axe was the only artifact you were able to use to
Yeah.
tinker with other merfolk artifacts.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, I
Because
have
it served
regular.
as a cutting implement.
I do have a regular hand axe and a spear. I'll go ahead and get the regular hand axe out of my bag and get it to someone so that we have wood cutting materials, wood cutting tools, that kind of thing.
Okay, cool.
Just trying to make sure we have the things we need to survive, like to gather
Right.
wood, go hunting, that kind of thing.
Makes sense. Okay.
I'm basically trying to make it easier to stay, especially because they know the land around here. They know hunting, that kind of thing, hunting and or fishing.
Who's the most argumentative?
Cut out and lose everyone.
Huh?
Who's the
I'm
most?
sorry, I cut out for just a moment. What was the last thing you said?
Who's the most argumentative person?
The most argumentative
Is it
person?
fucking Jocelyn?
No, Jocelyn's actually like a bro.
Is it Marcus?
Marcus.
Marcus.
The most argumentative people are probably going to be the parents. It's going to be the neighbors that you guys don't like, as well as, let's see, these guys over here. So these are the parents that were kind of butt heads.
Okay.
Except
Yeah.
not really. It was mostly just failed persuasion checks that caused that.
I know, but they're still buttheads.
But they're still buttheads. And the brewer, Conrad, who has actually shown himself to be like a very helpful person in the community.
Yeah.
Because he too has a daughter. So it's mostly just the parents who are speaking up, and they're like, we're just unsure about, whether we're endangering our children or not. Then they see Bruce stride into the center of the gathering. What is it, Bruce?
Bruce is gonna
Splashing into the water.
Bruce is going to splash in the water and just flex and look at what does he know the guy's name?
Conrad? I believe so. Conrad introduced himself to somebody.
Conrad.
I think it may have been all of you, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, he can just tell you, like, my name is Conrad.
Conrad.
I am Conrad.
Listen. That guy over there, he's a cool doctor. And we've got Buttercup Lee. And I'm Bruce Fantana. And we talked to some fish people. And they said that we're pretty extraordinary. And maybe you've heard of me. I'm pretty extraordinary, too. If you want to leave, if you want to get further away from Bruce Fantana, go ahead. Otherwise, help these people that are staying.
Bird call.
We need wood.
Let me see. Make me a persuasion check. Make me a persuasion check. That was pretty good.
18.
18.
Paula.
You shut the
Okay.
fuck up, Conrad. Go over there, Conrad.
Okay. So, between a 17 and an 18, everyone's generally going to kind of calm down a little bit.
Excellent.
And so, Conrad's going to say, well, if Mr. Fantana and Dr. Mutare both think that the safest thing to do is to bunker up and take care of our own while we attempt to rescue everyone else. He says, I'm willing to do that. We wouldn't last on the road by ourselves anyways. I don't feel right leaving those people behind, even if I have mixed feelings about keeping my family here.
There's safety in numbers, bud.
We won't be leaving the others behind. We will bring them home.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. You guys have successfully convinced many of the townspeople to remain here.
Awesome.
That's kind of badass, and also the first time y'all been able to do that without any confrontation.
That's probably true, honestly.
I mean, I feel like he was definitely. I mean, it wasn't like a physical altercation, but he kind of looked at Conrad and singled him out and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna flex at you and tell you to shut up." But it all worked. It was very good.
It was more about just like being confident, you and Victor being confident.
Yeah.
We have
All
good
right.
reason to be confident.
So
Okay.
before we leave, I'm going to go ahead and pass them the manta ray cloaks so that they have them.
Word.
Oh, Bruce, because Buttercup isn't here yet.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to pass Bruce his manta ray cloak.
Okay.
I
Perfect.
basically just passed him. This will allow you to breathe underwater.
That doesn't count as armor, does it?
So as opposed to this being a cloak, let's give this like some sort of mutagenic flavor.
Okay.
So how would you describe what would happen to Bruce if he were to take your mutagen?
But he would sprout gills from his neck that he could use at will.
All the time with your
Yeah.
fish girlfriend now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he would sprout, and he gets a swim speed too. So
That's true.
How do you administer that?
what's that? I honestly, I'd probably have it in a dosed vial, just like have a vial that you could drink.
Flask of Mojo.
Yeah.
Bruce downs it.
Here you go. Go frolic with your fish
You
Thanks.
girlfriend.
get
Thanks,
minor
Doc.
webbing. Basically, so out of command, you can get a webbing between your hands that will give you a swim speed and get you underwater breathing
Word.
with the gills.
I'm gonna
on
add
that-
pressure resistance to this as well.
I was
Okay.
wondering about that when you were
Yeah.
AFK earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, and what's the duration on all that? Permanent?
What is the
As long
duration?
as normally the cloak it lasts as long as you have it up.
Okay.
So basically,
Hot damn, sir.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty- That's pretty good.
Jesus. Okay. So what's the swim
So,
speed on that?
It basically like 30 feet, I think. Or
30 feet?
Whatever.
I thought it was something super fast.
It might be
thought it-
120. Let me check. Let me.
120 would be insane. I think it was like 60.
It should be minimum or maximum 80. 120 is fucked.
Let me
Cloak of
look.
the
Let me look.
Manta Ray. Swimming speed of
60.
60 feet.
The 60's fucking good though.
Holy shite.
Nice.
You just broke the game, Eddie.
Thank your artificer. God
Yeah,
damn.
good
That is
job.
insane.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
So we have a swim speed, and we all can breathe underwater now.
So, Bruce, as you take this, you are going to experience for the first time some of what Dr. Victor regularly experiences. And after a little bit of sweating, a little bit of convulsing, your skin's going to sort of toughen up a little bit. You're going to develop that pressure resistance. Those gills are going to like slit open on your neck.
You're pretty
you
much
can-
Aquaman now.
You can freely assume this.
Bruce is
Form,
going
I
to
suppose.
thank Dr. Mutare, and then he's gonna go to his weird fish girlfriend.
Oh,
Dude, you need a
Yeah.
steed now, so you need to
All
find like a
right.
great white shark or something like that to be your, chariot.
I
Yeah.
smile.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Bruce and Victor assume they're aquatic forms, and the two of them are going to just hop right in this water
Yep.
and swim crazy fast. Holy shit, they get this far in 6 seconds. Actually, y'all can dash, so you can swim 120 feet in 6 seconds, which is
Yeah,
insane.
so just get there and go.
Oh my god. So y'all swim right over to the flooded cave. And then popping into the flooded cave here, the two of you emerge.
Bruce is going to go to
Buttercup, you hear a splash in the
Yeah.
distance.
She pulls out her dagger. It's just a normal response, and like just she tells the girls, "I'll be back in just a second," and slips away very quietly.
Commando Cup slips into the shadows. Roll me a stealth check, Commando Cup.
Commando Cup. I like it.
Okay, 16.
Okay. All right, guys. So the two of you enter into the cave. There are no lights lit anywhere in this cave.
Buttercup's just like,
Yeah.
It's gone kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Are you guys just progressing deeper into the cave?
Yeah, we're just splashing our way in there.
Fumbling around blindly in the darkness? I suppose
I mean,
Victor can actually
yeah.
transform.
I can go ahead. Hey, I'll transform into Cesarthic. Well, I would have done that anyway to get here, so that I wouldn't get my clothes wet.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want
Fair
my
Priorities.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Okay. Excellent. So the two of you enter the cave. Do you announce yourselves? What do? You splash out of the water.
Yeah.
Bruce is going to jump as lavishly as possible, maybe do some cartwheels and backflips over to Ashto.
Okay.
you have to get there first.
I can roll if you'd like.
Just swim around the corner.
Just yeah.
Buttercup, as they come around the corner, you are going to see that it's the two of them easily enough. Unless they make any kind of perception check, they're just not going to see you.
She puts her daggers away.
Are you guys attempting to?
Not really. We did. What do we have to think of? Is anyone hiding somewhere?
That's true. Okay, so Buttercup, they're not aware of your presence, but the two of them enter, and Bruce swish kick flips over to Ashta over here. The two Timeless Daughters are very surprised at your form, Bruce. And they're sort of like kind of just examining like the webbing between your fingers.
Yeah, you like that, right?
Fucking God. Anyways, what would y'all like to do?
But no, really do you like it, Ashta?
Buttercup just quietly sneaks back to where she was before and sits back down and waits for them to notice her.
Okay. Ashta says, "It is quite alluring. How is this possible?"
I've got a doctor friend.
And that Cesarthic is just kind of gonna creep over here onto the dry land and then shift back into Victor, so that he and his clothes are miraculously dry as he shifts back.
I like to think that Cesarthic makes like a skittering sound, like as he fucking walks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're shifting back to Victor. All right. At this point, you guys are all here. It's morning time. What would you like to do with your day today?
We got a great Haven to confront.
Yeah. Bruce is gonna say
The Timeless Daughters are astounded at Bruce's form.
I know.
They're
right?
very curious about Dr. Mutari's magic.
Maybe he can give you like some human parts. If you give me like some fish parts, you know, I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe do you want like thumbs? Do you already have you have thumbs already? Okay. Do you want like do you want toes?
It's a thought. It would be. They're sort of thinking amongst themselves, and they're like, it would be helpful to be able to move across land more easily.
Hey, Doc, you got any toes? Can you toe them up, please?
Can I give them legs? I mean,
Do you have legs? You have wings.
better preserved, but not legs.
How many legs you got, Doctor?
Just two.
Just keep an eye out for legs, I guess.
Give them my legs. I'll just do handstands. It's fine.
Too bad I got rid of all of those pale invader corpses.
Yeah.
I don't think they had legs. They had like tentacle legs.
Yeah, but they those are better than mermaid tails.
Where's Jocelyn? Where's Conrad? Let's take Conrad's legs. I'm just kidding, Doc. I'm not serious.
Buttercup looks over at Bruce and then over at Victor and waves at him. So, the good doctor set you up with something wonderful, apparently.
Bruce doesn't expect to hear Buttercup. Jump scare. Don't sneak up on me like that, Buttercup.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Well, I'm glad you're here. The doc just gave me some weird fish parts.
You hear him call across the water. I also have the same for you.
Be there in 2 seconds.
Hey, Doc. Bruce kind of sidebars, takes Dr. Victor Mutard to the side, out of earshot, and says, hey, Doc, you know a lot about creatures and animals, right?
Well, yes. That is my specialty.
Do you know anything about, like, salmon?
That is the deep sigh. Just, what does this pertain to?
Listen, man.
Mr. Fantana.
How does salmon... I know this is totally... I'm just very curious. We don't have Google. I just have to ask, like, every now and then I'm around somebody who's really smart, and I feel like asking, how does salmon reproduce? I'm just curious. Don't ask me why. Just wondering.
Well, salmon reproduce by the female deposits their eggs, and the male releases sperm nearby to fertilize the eggs, and then they both die shortly thereafter.
Wait, what? What? Oh no!
Is that true?
Yes, actually, it is. Salmon spawning.
Bruce
God.
looks at Dr. Victor Mutard and he's like, Doc, I don't want to kill her.
She is not a salmon.
Wow.
That's the line of the entire campaign.
Wow.
She's not a salmon.
You guys should use your inspiration, because like you would just be like getting back. Oh my god. Okay, so
I've only rolled once and I nailed it. I can't use my
you've
inspiration.
kind of run this question by Dr. Victor before.
Does she? Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is that Dr. Victor has told you time and again that it might be possible. He imagines the parts would line up.
He's just trying to collect as much information as possible before he dives into something he's never dove into before. Hey,
But
also, Doc, we should go to that bird.
Absolutely, I agree. I go ahead and pass Buttercup the mutagen vial.
Of course, she takes it, and blah blah blah. There she goes. She has
Same thing.
breathing.
Feels a little weird. Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
she's already experienced it before because of her eyes.
Yeah, that's true. I gave her the eye chime.
yeah, true. So you would actually take to it a little quicker then. You've already gotten used to his.
I gave her the
Suicide.
Riddick treatment.
Okay.
She is literally Riddick now, just female Riddick.
Female Riddick. She kind of is, yeah. So all of you now have essentially aquatic forms that you can switch to. And should you decide to use that on yourself, like make an infusion for yourself, you can up your move speed, your swim speed as well.
Yeah.
Buttercup gets really excited
I
because
can only do the 2 last night.
she can now breathe underwater. So she squeals and jumps in the water next to Wyola and Ashta, and is starting to swim around, going wee, like exuberantly happy.
They are delighted, and it's like watching a kid, you know,
Yeah.
like just like dash around because they're like, holy shit, like I can run now instead of like walk around like a weirdo.
Hey, Doc. What if we wanted to fly?
That's a little more difficult.
Bruce
So
pulls out.
far, I have falling slowly down.
Bruce pulls out the bat wings and he's like, "What can you do with these, man? Anything?"
At this point, they're
You
kind
could always try.
I mean,
You
I
could
could
always
try, but
I don't know. Roll. What would I roll for this? Roll me an alchemist tools check to assess how far you could get with this.
Okay. I thought I had set alchemy tools in my thing. I guess I didn't.
This is kind of weird because I'm not strictly defining it for you,
Oh, I don't.
but I'm
Did I
seeing
not?
what this generates.
Did it not put a roll in the chat?
I didn't see one.
That. I might have mistyped that. Yeah, I did. I see where I did it.
Bruce, what are you up to while this is happening? Wow, 23. If you used your weapon infusion, you could make somebody fly.
Okay.
Let's make Buttercup fly.
That is the thing. You would need 2, like, pristine wings
Yeah.
of matching type,
hmm
but it's possible.
So I would have to get better quality than what these are for that, right?
Well, the ones that Bruce had acquired, if I
Yeah.
recall, were like very crudely just like ripped off.
Yeah.
But
he's a
it's
meathead.
it's within your capability.
Okay. I have the ability, just not the means right now.
You have the ability and the means, but you don't have the
Wings.
ingredients, the components.
That's what I
You've
meant.
got the ability. You've got the things.
You've
You
got
just
what
don't
it
have
takes,
the wings.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, Bruce has proposed you go to the bird. What would you all like to do? The great avian.
Mm.
Well, first and foremost, Buttercup pulls up short and looks at the 2 ladies, and she's like, "Guys, why don't we tell them what happened and maybe get their input on it, especially since both beings are very suspicious."
Let's pick their brains.
So we're gonna tell them about.
God. Okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna tell them about the conversation with Air Guys and
Talk
the
about the great
name.
avian. We're gonna spill all the beans.
Yeah, guys. Okay. Okay. So you get them caught up on the vision of Moakuali, the 6-armed crab elemental, it destroying everything.
Yeah.
The great avian's involvement. Keep in mind, they didn't know who the great avian was.
Okay.
And the Pale Invaders regard the great avian as a thief.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So you're telling them about everything you guys had basically experienced the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And right before your encounter with the Pale Invaders before, they had sort of questioned Bruce because Bruce was trying to ask him about Meridia the Exile.
Mm-hmm.
And they had told you guys that she was basically exiled for refusing to cease her studies.
Okay.
The thing that she was studying was she was studying enchantments that forcibly enable a creature to cast magic beyond their capabilities.
Okay.
And this is dangerous because doing so bears a heavy cost to one's mind and body, which is kind of what they've been up to. Like, now that y'all think about it, because it
Yeah.
explains what's been going on with everybody and the way people have been singing.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you that when Bruce passed out, Edergeiz's message to the Timeless Daughters was that he was essentially beckoning them below, and he said they were needed to restore their race and that it could not be done without them.
Okay. Hmm.
Mm. So looking at you guys and hearing all this, they say, or Ashta rather says, I don't know. Hearing about all this, I don't know if we can trust what they have to say. The creatures of the deep depths, they're different.
I know I've got gills now. They are different.
Buttercup just shakes her head. She's like, Bruce, be serious.
I am serious. What do you think about this bird?
If it's true and he is hiding Mwakali's Mwakwali, we gotta make sure he gets out, because I think it's like a right with his eggs and stuff that their people went through. Like, it was like, I don't know necessarily what it was, but it was something vastly important to them.
If this bird was involved with stealing Mawakawali from our people, then that means it's responsible for all the destruction, right?
Stands to reason.
Agreed.
What do you think we should do about this bird?
Wyola's been kind of quiet for a while, and she speaks up. And she says, what strikes me as a little odd with this whole situation is that it took an entire order of us to be able to interact with Mawakawali. This creature, to be able to handle Mawakawali by itself, would require strength beyond our capability.
Fuck.
What exactly are you planning to do?
I just want to ask him why he's jerking us around. Why he thinks we're capable of killing Wali's buddies. I don't know.
You're gonna have to be speaking for Buttercup and Victor, because you're the only one that can. I think.
Yeah, this is one of those things that, like, for the sake of brevity, we're
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hunter, I think you froze.
to relay it.
Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But each of the merfolk ladies can use the ritual version of comprehend languages to understand what you guys are saying.
Okay. Cool.
Kicking around, Buttercup's like, well, first we wanted to save the village, and we're still in the process of doing that. And then we met you. And we can't let what has happened to you go and your people. We need to make it right.
Wyola just sort of like sighs, and she's like thinking very deeply. And Ashta is sort of like, you're right, we should. And she says, if it's possible, I think we should try. But you guys can see on Wyola's face, she's not so sure.
Where is the orb of power that we've been using that was used for power currently?
It's in
I
the
think
cave
Buttercup.
with them.
I was gonna say I think Buttercup had it, right?
No, we gave it to the Timeless Daughters so that they can cast the spells, and then so I guess they
Okay.
still have it.
Yeah, she
Then,
hit it, and then when they were done, Buttercup took it and hid it like in this niche area.
We should leave it with them
Yeah, I mean,
before we go see the bird in this like planar shifted realm.
I'm wondering if I can use it to supercharge some poison. Is basically what I want to do. Is what Victor wants to do. He wants to experiment with that orb to try and power up something.
keep in mind, all of your spells have a super science flavor.
I know.
If you want to start screwing with Arcana, you can, but you are technically a novice at Arcana.
Yeah. Well,
You are absolutely welcome to try and supercharge your spells.
he basically wants to use this to supercharge a poison that he wants to make. So he wants to use like this power source to try and
Okay.
concentrate a poison.
Okay. Yeah, they're like I mean, if anyone's going to use it, like one of you three are welcome to use it.
Okay.
All right. So, what are you trying to do?
Dun dun dun.
Basically, I'm
Supercharge the poison, right?
make a supercharged poison, something that could potentially hurt this godlike creature, demigod creature that we're about to face.
All right. So, this is going to be a long rest kind of crafting check.
Okay.
Are you guys cool with just like chilling for the first 8 hours in the morning?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Buttercup just swims around gleefully. She's having a ball.
Okay. Then in that case, could I get you to roll me an Arcana check?
An Arcana check?
Arcana check.
What could Bruce do with his tinkering tools during this long rest?
14. What would you like to do with your tinkering tools?
I mean,
What are you asking? Like, what are tinkering tools capable of?
Well, I'm just wondering if I could make something with the Tinkerer's tools.
You know, if you listen to our podcast episode,
Hey guys, make sure you check out nerdjamtv.com.
Proficiency podcast.
So could I try to make a replica of the orb?
That's right. You guys were thinking about trying to create a replica of the orb, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're going in hot.
You could attempt it. You could roll me a Tinkerer Tools check. It's probably going to be, I believe it's intelligence. So it's going to be an intelligence roll with your proficiency if you're proficient.
Well, I did 10 plus 3, so then I would add intelligence, which is 0, so 13.
It's 0. Okay.
But I'm going to use my inspiration.
Oh shit.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna use inspiration on my roll too. I forgot about that.
17.
17. Wow.
I'm up to a 21 on mine. I forgot we have inspiration.
21. Okay. All right. So, Bruce, you have started like creating like an assembly that will like house you've created a frame. I don't know how like scientifically advanced you are, but under Victor's instruction, like you can create at least like the beginnings of it.
Perfect.
Nice.
Victor, you're wanting to supercharge a poison. What's your total level?
My total level.
Oh no.
A 1d100.
There you go. Oh no.
Okay.
All right, 63.
For every multiple of 10 beyond your level, we are going to roll once on the wild magic table.
Okay.
So this is going to be 6 wild magic surges.
Oh my god.
Okay.
And we're not rolling on the baby wild magic table.
Oh dear.
We are rolling on the net librum as you start tinkering with an extremely powerful magical artifact. Okay. I need you to roll me 6 D1000s. Wait, D10,000s.
Jesus.
And I'm going to read I'm going to read and post in chat what these things are.
Okay, there they are.
That's your
All
number.
right. So starting with 4198. Oh shit. We'll re-roll 4198. It's actually kind of lame.
Okay.
I'll move on to 6732. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, 6732. Interesting. Ooh, actually, we're going to keep 4198, and I'm going to tell you when that is.
Okay.
You are the target.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
You are the target, but not us,
Okay.
right?
2415. So 6732 is that you will suffer no damage from magic for 2d4 days,
Okay.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
2415.
Should I go ahead and roll 2d4? Wow.
Yeah, go ahead. What'd you get?
8.
He got the max.
Wow. Holy shit. That's
Okay.
like the rest of the campaign. Holy shit.
No magic damage for the. And I take no magic damage for the rest of the. God. Okay.
Reroll
Whoa.
2415.
Okay. 4665.
These are so random.
Yeah.
Okay.
You picked
That's the
it. You
point.
did pick it.
Okay. 764, 8616. So 5764 is target gains the respect of a man soon to be executed for treason.
Okay.
Thank God.
What?
Some
Oh,
guy just
man.
randomly thinks about me and is like, man, that guy's awesome.
Man, my life sucks and I'm gonna die tomorrow, but man, that doctor. Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
Hey, Hunter.
Holy fuck.
What? Hey, Hunter, I have an idea for the man.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. This is about to change the story.
Oh, God.
Let me skip that one. I'll tell you what it is in a second.
All right,
9237. Yeah, go on.
So how about for my for the respect of a man, it's my former assistant.
Okay, and he's about to be executed.
And as he dies, he's like, okay, I see what he was trying to do. And then, blah.
But, okay.
And then everybody and dice.
That is so
All right.
random.
Reroll 9237. That's not
Okay.
gonna apply to our game. All right, that reroll was 4665.
Yeah.
It's a 1D what? Like 1D 40,000?
10,000.
1d
Wow.
10,000.
Holy shit.
What was that number? 4665?
Yeah, 4665.
Okay.
So you said this is gonna change the game. What the hell happened?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm bumping you up to 4666 on that 4665. Okay. So this is what happens.
Okay.
Victor, as you're going about your business and you're working on this orb,
Yeah.
you suddenly become keenly aware that the behavior of like Bruce over here, who's like working on this thing,
Okay.
is just slightly off.
Okay.
It's a little bit too scientific. And looking over at Buttercup and Viola and Ashta, they're getting along just a little bit too well.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
And you're not quite sure what's going on, Victor,
Yeah.
but you get a very real sense that you might be dreaming right now.
What the fuck?
What?
Oh my god.
What? Okay.
You're not sure what's going on, but you're like working on your stuff and everything's just like kind of going well. And then you suddenly get the sense like you're waking up in a lucid dream.
Okay.
And at this point, Bruce sort of looks at you and he says, "What, man? Why are you looking at me like that?"
God damn it. I'm really confused. But I guess wait, lucid dream?
Lucid dream in the sense that there's something slightly off about what's going on around you.
Okay.
You
'Cause-
can't put your finger on what it is, but there's something surreal about what you're experiencing.
Okay.
All right then.
And then at this point, Buttercup's gonna turn over and she's gonna say, "Hey guys, why don't we go swimming towards the abyss?" And Ashta says, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea."
Oh no. Oh no.
And Bruce goes, "Yeah, that sounds like a good idea to me. So we can do this now, thanks to the doctors and thing."
That's a good Bruce.
Come on, Doc.
I kind of look at that and I need to finish my work before we go anywhere. Especially if we're to handle this giant creature in the deeps. Or
And-
this giant bird.
And Buttercup steps forward and she says, "You can work on that later. Come on, Victor."
He's like, no, I plan to continue my work. If you wish to leave.
Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Not bad.
15? That's pretty good. Buttercup doesn't usually call you Victor.
Yeah. She doesn't.
And you're starting to get like this vaguely like surreal sense as Ashta and Viola are both like, "Come on, let's go." And they're like swimming this way.
Okay.
And Buttercup kind of
Holy
like
shit.
laughs and she turns and jumps into the water.
So if this is feeling so surreal, I don't know what yeah.
Which is like, "Come on, man." And he jumps in the water too.
Doing all his like spiral kicks and
Hey,
we're
Doc.
in the water now.
Hey, Doc, let's go for a dip.
And Victor, they're all sort of like, "Come on,
Waiting.
man." Yeah. They're like beckoning you.
He's just like, no, I need to finish my work. He's very insistent. Victor's very insistent about finishing his work, no matter what they say.
No matter what they say, eh? Bruce and Buttercup, can each of you roll me a persuasion check?
Sure.
And Victor, can you roll insight against the higher of their rolls?
Yeah.
We'll see just how stubborn Victor really is.
16.
Okay.
Okay. Damn.
All right.
Sorry.
Do I get a advantage for Bruce.
So I will say that as you step into the water, Victor, because Bruce is they're beckoning you forward, and you're just like, all right, I'll leave my shit behind, whatever. You begrudgingly do so. You step into the water, and as you're looking at Buttercup, she's sort of swimming a little bit. Sorry, go on.
I wouldn't just step into the water if I'm like wearing my clothes. I would.
Oh, okay. You would shift.
I would
Okay,
shift.
that's fine.
I think if I'm being forced to step into the water, then I would not do. Then I wouldn't do so in my clothes.
Okay, that's fine. All right, says Arthik. So you're stepping into the water, right? And as you're starting to join them, you notice that Buttercup, as she's like swimming through this like rocky area, she's swimming like in a very like lithe, like almost a little bit too natural for somebody who hasn't like had an aquatic form until just 5 seconds ago.
All right, I'm gonna attack.
You're going to attack Buttercup?
Yes, that doesn't look like her.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes.
Fucking go for it. Okay. Okay. Wow. All right. So as this sort of sinks into Buttercup, says Arthik,
Yeah.
she sort of like turns over in the water, and the barbs are just like having just like landed in her and like making no attempt. She's like, Victor, why? And then she's just sort of gonna like and like melt. And at this, Bruce, Wyola, and Ashta are going to turn and attempt to pounce onto you and grapple you. All right, and we are going to jump into combat real quick.
Okay.
Oh shit.
All right. So Zarthik, go ahead and roll me initiative.
Oh man.
Thank you for your patience. You other two, this was
Oh, for
unexpected.
sure.
Okay. Let's go, says Arthik. That's pretty fucking good. Okay. Oh shit, hang on. All right. So Zarthik, I believe you are up first.
So, the first thing I do is activate a charge of repulsion shield.
Okay. What does that do?
I activate it and basically I'll have to attack something, but if I hit them, they pushed away 15 feet.
Okay. Okay.
Let's do... Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna attack Bruce first.
Okay. As you attack Bruce,
threat.
he is going to sort of melt away before you.
Okay. This is weird. And then I guess, so does the first one just hit him and... Because I can make my second attack roll on a different target. If the first one hits him and he dies.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
then yes. Technically, yes, you can hit a second target.
Okay, then yeah, I'll go ahead and hit one of the
Sorry, I was
girls.
thinking about the situation.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Okay, sure. So actually, as you continue to attack them, each of them is going to fade away,
Okay.
and you find yourself sort of alone in this room.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Honestly, if those aren't real, then I'm just gonna go back to my work. I'm gonna finish this.
Okay. As you go back to your work, you notice that your progress isn't quite right.
Okay.
You had already progressed past the point that it's currently at. It's almost like it's been reset by something that hasn't been paying attention to it. You're looking at like a snapshot of what you were working on earlier.
Okay.
Wow, actually, I need to do this. So what would you like to do, Victor? You find yourself alone in this room.
I am going to cast Enhance Ability on myself. And I'm going to do Owl's Wisdom, so that I have advantage on wisdom checks.
Okay.
I'm trying to just puzzle out what the hell's going, why I would be having so many issues with this if I had already gone past this point. Honestly,
Okay.
I don't really know what to do, so I'm kind of stuck. Like I said, I'm trying to.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. You said you rolled a wisdom check. Let me just tell you what's going on here.
Okay.
As far as you can gather, there does not seem to be continuity. Seems a little bit flawed
Okay.
in a very surreal way that is abnormal.
Okay.
It's almost like a lucid dream. You're not sure what sort of state you're in, but something doesn't feel right.
Okay.
What would you do in this situation?
I mean, if I would try and see if I could do something different with the orb, I guess.
Okay.
See if it feels the same.
Okay. So, as this is occurring, Bruce and Buttercup, the two of you are experiencing something similar. Each of you has sort of like found yourself in sort of an unusual place that seems normal, but there's something slightly off about it.
Bruce punches himself in the face and tries to wake up.
Buttercup, what would you like to do?
She immediately starts trying to wake herself up. So if that means like throwing herself against the wall, she tries to throw herself against the wall, whatever.
Okay.
She is not happy.
Bruce and Buttercup, the two of you are going to awaken. Here, this is going to disrupt the music better well. The two of you are going to awaken. It is still last night. And everyone's asleep. Buttercup, you sort of turning over, you see Ashta and Wyola both like murmuring in their sleep. And you can hear this singing that's sort of like pervading the air.
The first words out of her mouth is like, "Oh, fuck this, not again." And so she will get up and very gently wake up the two of them that are murmuring.
Okay. The two of them are going to sort of like gasp awake as you're like, shaking them. You have to be pretty rough with them to wake them up. Now, Bruce, when you wake up, you find yourself in this back in Finnegan's bucket here. Most of the people are like tossing and turning in their sleep. Oh shit, not that. And murmuring. Victor is murmuring in his sleep as well. But you sort of like jolt yourself awake. You hear the singing as well.
What about Marcus?
Marcus. Searching the area, you do locate Marcus.
I take his pipe.
Oh no!
About fucking time.
Oh
and then Bruce, and then
poor
Bruce,
Marcus.
Bruce takes one big puff, blows it out, and then he uses prestidigitation to make a loud noise to try to wake everyone up.
Okay, so you're making like a crackling noise.
Yeah, but also smoking a pipe at the same time. I finally got it, motherfucker.
Roll me a fucking performance check to like make a noise loud enough to wake everyone up.
That's an 8.
Yeah, prestidigitation's pretty quiet.
Hmm.
You find that the noise isn't enough to like wake everyone up from this like troubled sleep everyone seems to be having.
You could just, scream.
Now, you're going to notice, Bruce, several people are going to stand up with their eyes closed and begin sleepwalking towards the exit.
Can I run?
We'll say, like,
can I run ahead of him and like gently slap them?
3 random people. Yeah, sure. You run ahead of him and slap him.
Slap, slap. He's gonna stand by the door.
So you like slap them all awake.
Yeah.
They're like startled and they're like, "Oh,
Slap
Mr.
it.
Fantana,
It's Bruce.
what's going on?"
It's Bruce. Slap those other people. Wake everyone up, except for that Marcus guy, probably.
All right. So you're waking everybody up, except for Marcus.
Eventually, Marcus, I give him his pipe back, and it's all.
Sea devils. You give him his pipe back. Okay, you sneak it back before he wakes
So
up. Or maybe you just hand it to
satisfying.
him. I don't know which one.
So satisfying.
Finally fucking got it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took wild magic.
All right.
Took rolling a 1d 10,000, but I got that fucking pipe.
All right. So this is going to move you all to the outside. At this point, everyone is pretty much awake.
Okay.
Let me see if I can put her on the screen. I can't, I guess. Yeah, I kind of can. That'll work. All right. So everybody's out here. Victor, you're actually up here. Buttercup's on the screen. And essentially, you guys can see this figure out here. Actually, I guess not because of the ice, but you can hear her easily enough.
It's a female voice.
Yes. It is a female voice. She is singing out here.
Bruce goes.
Wait, what is Bruce? What?
Bruce goes towards the voice.
Okay.
She's like out in the water.
Yeah, she's out in the water.
Yeah, Bruce goes.
Does that means? Wait. Okay, I'm confused about timeline now.
Wait,
So basically, what happened is before y'all all fell asleep.
Yeah.
Oh
was
wait,
it
no,
was after everyone fell asleep,
that was after everyone. So we don't have the.
but before everyone woke up. So y'all don't have the mutagen yet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
How does Bruce feel?
How does Bruce feel?
Yeah, how does Bruce feel? And in this moment, seeing all these things, how does Bruce feel?
So at this point, the effect has sort of like worn off. But Bruce, you feel like it comes in like waves as she continues her song. And it's almost like every time it hits you, it like washes over you like this enchantment, but you're kind of like conscious of it now. So you like kind of shake it off, but you feel it like continuously like being outputted here. Buttercup, here. Let me put you on the screen over here.
And he has no real concept of time at this point, correct? So that it appears that that's Ashton,
Bruce,
correct?
Bruce, at this point, all of you guys are out of like the dream, right? And you were one of the first people to wake yourself up, Bruce. So you were able to stop a lot of people from basically sleepwalking into the ocean. Something you have actually done yourself.
That's true.
This sure, man, this sure does feel like torture to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and pass this mutagen off to Bruce that I made before I went to sleep.
Okay.
Bruce is gonna take it and he's gonna look at it. Bruce is convinced he's taken this before, correct?
Bruce has taken this before? No, this will be the first time Bruce has taken the mutagen.
Well, he thinks so because of the dream that he just had, right?
Oh, I suppose so. I suppose so. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so.
Because they gave it to him in the morning. If we woke up,
So you experienced a similar experience.
So yeah, so Bruce is convinced he's taken this before. He should already had the gills. He remembers like the girls being like, "Oh, look at that." He remembers all that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, but Buttercup is still basically isolated. I will say, as she continues to sing, and she sees that like people aren't coming out, and her spell is essentially failing, she will eventually swim down and vanish and cease the singing.
I want to go after her. Bruce downs that shit and chases after her.
And the time it would take you to like
Fine.
you wouldn't catch her. You wouldn't catch her from how far away are you?
All right.
Yeah, you're 140 feet away.
What did she look like? Could I see her?
A
Not
giant
lit,
snake
actually.
male woman.
I think she's that crazy Nautilus fish lady.
See that?
Oh yeah. So that's Meridia.
That's Lady Meridia. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Or
So-
Meridia
so-
the Exile.
So as
Depending on who you ask.
as she's going away, what is my range on prestidigitation?
Leave 30 feet.
Interesting. I don't actually.
Yeah, I would say the only thing stopping you because you have such a fast move speed is the time it would take to adjust to the mutagen.
Meridia, come back. I want to talk to you. Meridia.
Okay. So, that being said, is there anything you want to try to attempt with prestidigitation?
No.
Okay.
No, I think I'm good. Do you guys
That
wanna-
being said,
That was lame.
so essentially what has happened, and you guys are going to essentially, where do y'all want to crash? Y'all want to crash in the same places?
hmm
Yeah.
Okay.
Are the girls okay?
The girls are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Buttercup secured the girls.
Okay.
So, the next morning, essentially what you guys will have learned from this experience is that they have found a way to reach you in a roundabout way on the other side of this barrier. So even if the others don't know what's up quite yet, the three of you now know they have found a way to breach this barrier in a limited capacity.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put you over here, Buttercup.
Thank you.
Okay.
Other than that, you're free to go about your morning as normally.
Let's go talk to that fucking bird. I need
Let's do
answers,
it.
guys.
I'm guessing Victor already handed the thing to Buttercup Mutagen.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
going-
she's already
I'm gonna
taken
do
that, so
August
she's like, let's go
Mutagens.
talk to a bird, I guess.
You get caught up. Okay.
Doc, can you make earplugs?
I mean, that's pretty easy.
Okay, make Ashta some earplugs before we leave, and then give her the orb.
All right. So you guys are going to make your way to Shepherd Mountain
It's a good time for
to
a
go
break.
visit the bird.
Let's
It
go
is a
and-
good time for a break.
Yeah, let's go and
Okay.
take a break, and we'll be back in just a moment, and we'll talk to the bird.
Dun dun dun.
Welcome back, everyone. Norstead Point. We have just finished a situation in which wild magic has greatly affected our dear Dr. Victor. You will still be affected by that wild magic, Victor,
Yeah.
but the situation has now changed somewhat. Regardless, you guys have gathered yourselves and are moving to Shepherd Mountain to visit the Great Avian. Okay.
Hey, Sayla Atef is watching us right now.
Oh, hi, Sayla.
Hi, Sayla.
Thanks for tuning in.
Sayla. Okay. All right. Or actually, maybe I should probably move us to like there-ish. So, as you all come back, the Great Avian sort of
What does he do?
Like-
You froze for a second,
You
Hunter.
froze.
Oh no.
No, you go. You. Oh no. Oh, come back.
bristles as you make it so soon. It's just asking you guys, like, what do you? He's basically sitting up in these branches,
Solid. Okay.
and he's
sorry.
nestled very comfortably in this upside down tree. And keep in mind, all of these leaves are made of crystal. So it's like this exquisite
shiny.
upside down tree in front of this cavern.
Right, for mispronouncing your name, Saleh. My bad.
What brings you back so soon?
Well, thanks for tuning in. Anyways, we
Yes,
definitely
dude,
appreciate.
thank you for watching.
We definitely appreciate you. Hey, if you don't follow us, you should definitely follow us. Just click a
Yeah.
button. Super easy. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons, and it's great. We're talking to this giant god bird. Bruce is gonna look at it and say, "Hey, bird, why do you think we can handle these guys?"
Well, I have utmost confidence in you. I'm sure you'll get the job done. Won't you?
What exactly do you want us to do?
As I recall, our bargain was something of great value and an oath to exterminate the merfolk in exchange for a blessing of sorts and the ability to travel underwater. Is there anything unclear about this?
But how do you want us to exterminate them?
However you like.
That's not very helpful, bird.
I've given you the freedom to do as you wish.
Do you know the weakness for the pale invaders?
The weakness?
They're large tentacle dudes. They're not pretty. And
Yes, I know of them. I see many things from my perch. You'd find the view from above quite unveiling, I'm sure. They don't move about that well on land as far as I've seen. They hide beneath the water.
yeah, they're a bunch of assholes and they're causing us trouble. So if you could possibly, give us some tips on what their weak point is, other than, just stabbing them to death, that would be awesome.
Oh, I just did. Lure them out of their little hidey hole.
Hey, bird. How smart are
Okay.
you? You've been around a long time, right?
She's trying to give everyone time to figure out how they want to approach the bird.
Okay. I've been hither and thither.
So, do you know if I can bang my weird fish girlfriend? You seem really smart and you've been around a long time. I'm just wondering.
It could be. Have you ever tried?
God damn it. Ugh. I just need something definitive.
No one knows, dude. Why would they know this? Just like
There's only one way to find out, I guess.
know that.
Do you have Mawakawali? Is that true?
Do I have Mawakawali?
Yeah.
Have is such a possessive word.
Yeah, but do you possess him?
I benefit from his presence.
Yeah, so you have him within your presence?
As do you. You're standing on him right now.
Bruce is gonna like try to he's just kind of moving his feet up and down. Sorry. Mawakawali, I apologize.
Our pact is ended upon the completion of your oath. If you cannot fulfill it, then we are bound in perpetuity, young Hiram. Thee and me. If you are not up to the task, then you'll be around to help me out for a long, long time.
Why don't you do it yourself?
And if you are, then so be it.
No, but
You'll
really,
be free from your oath.
why don't you do it yourself, Bird? Why do you need us? You're so old. You're so strong. You're so
I'm
powerful.
not going down there.
You don't even know
That's why
if
I have
fish
you.
and humans can bang. I don't think you're all that big and bad.
That's fine.
You can't swim, so wait. Let me get this straight, Bird. You can give us the gift to swim, but you can't? What? You think your feathers are gonna get wet? You've been waiting a long time to do this, and you need these 3 mortals? I don't buy that you're that big and that bad and that strong, Bird.
Strictly
That's fine.
speaking, he didn't quite give us the ability to swim. He gave us the ability to travel underwater. He gave us air around ourselves underwater.
Oh, that's
all.
real cool. You gave us air. Thanks, Doc. I totally forgot. He only gave us a fucking bubble. You gave us a bubble, Bird. You didn't even cure those people. You needed Mawakawali.
Yes, as did you. And you've done quite well, I must say. I'm overjoyed at your progress, even.
Can I roll an insight check to see if he is intimidated or frustrated or something? Not to see if he's lying, but to see if he's like off kilt.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll
Trying to see
me,
what his mood would be.
roll me an insight check to see if you shook him.
20.
Ooh.
That's a 20.
Nice.
Natural 20 or just a 20?
I think it's just a 20.
Non-natural 20.
Not natural 20. Okay, cool.
Unnatural. Supernatural.
Okay. As far as you can tell, this bird does not seem shaken. He does not care about your ad hominem attacks. He is way above that shit. However, you do note that he does seem genuinely pleased at your progress, and you find this confusing.
We've killed a bunch of those pale invaders already. Like, it's been dozens of pale invaders, at least a score, I would say. Like,
You've killed a good number of them.
Hey,
You've been quite busy.
have you been
Have you
watching
not?
us? Been watching us, Bird?
I have.
Buttercup takes a second and then she looks up at him and she's like, a lot of the areas that we have been seeing have, or even creatures have these markings on them. Do you know what they mean?
Markings. Are you referring to the merfolk
The
writing?
sharks. The
Yeah,
shark
yeah.
skin. Yeah.
She's trying to provide distraction.
You're asking it about the merfolk writing?
Yeah, maybe it knows something that we have yet to be told.
This writing belonged to the people of the Mer. This is the writing. Are you presenting the hide from the shark that you had specifically removed?
No, she doesn't have it, but she's like trying. Huh?
I mean, I can pull it out and pass it to you.
So she does. She holds it up to him so he can see it.
Okay. He sees it clearly enough. He's gauging, or she rather, because it's a fucking girl. She's gauging you, and she explains it. And as she's explaining it, she carefully watches your face,
Okay.
and then she asks you, "Why are you asking me this?"
She looks up at the bird and she decides that she is going to kind of toe around the answer to that, but still try to be as convincing as possible.
Okay.
We saw
Okay.
something.
Trying to distract the bird.
I'm gonna need you to roll me. Let's see. You saw something. It's actually gauging you for a reaction right now.
Well,
Actually,
she's going to start talking about what's her bucket?
what's her bucket? You're
Yeah,
you're trying to distract this bird.
well, yeah.
But this bird has been watching you, and this bird knows that you've been traveling with these merfolk. And so it's gauging you to try and figure out what you're trying to benefit. Like why you're buying time.
So
It's becoming aware that you're buying time. What's up?
um
It's not rushing you guys to
No,
do anything. It's
Yeah.
asking you why you're here though.
Victor is gonna look at the bird. I
Here,
might
so-
ask why you take the eggs of another creature. Is it perhaps because you cannot have any of your own?
It says, on the contrary, I've found these eggs quite beneficial. Have you not?
We have, but can you not create your own eggs? Left for your
No.
own young?
Not like these.
Can I roll an
Or
insight check on
all?
that?
I've no interest in young. I'm sorry, what was that, Bruce?
Can I
Or
roll it?
Matt?
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah. On which statement?
Whether or not the eggs that the bird can produce are better than Mawakawali. That's a 14.
The as far as you can tell, it's not making any attempt to lie to you regarding the eggs that this bird can make.
Okay.
It
It
basically
seems that they have objective value. These eggs.
Wakwali's eggs have these healing properties. Her eggs are just eggs.
And keep in mind, Mawakawali was also taught the merfolk a lot. So as far as you can tell, this is an entity of great power.
Buttercup just sighs, hands the thing back to Victor that had the writing on it, and she's like, "Look, we've seen something that's not like the other things we've seen before, and she kind of looks like a slug with a shell. Like, I don't know how to describe her.
Meridia.
What is she?"
She's a rogue from long ago. Troublesome, meddlesome little fish. You would do me well to rid the world of her presence. I've
Well, she's
not
kind
been
of annoying.
successful so far. She resides in the deep. And if you're interested, she's responsible for that little mess of that ship over on that rock. You have her to thank for that. Let that motivate you.
Why was she exiled?
We were actually interested in that ship.
Bruce, the great avian says, I wasn't aware she was exiled. Makes sense, though. She's a precocious little rat. And I'm sorry, what was that you had said?
I had mentioned that we were interested in the ship.
Ah, yes. What would you like to know?
Well, we plan to ascend the rock to investigate the ship. Is there anything of note about the ship?
Of note? No, nothing at all. Why don't you go take a look and tell me what you find there?
Insight?
Yeah, right? Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Insight.
11.
Oof! Ow!
God
Never
damn it.
mind.
Ouch.
Right?
Ouch.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Go ahead. Let's
Come on,
dogpile it.
come on, Savannah, with those Savannah rolls.
Right?
Come on.
Anybody have inspiration left?
Savannah
do.
does. D10. Watch her get a fucking 10 on it.
Right.
Oh,
Oof.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just not destined.
Nope.
Okay. As far as I know, there was some nasty business that occurred there, but I don't go anywhere near the place personally.
What's in that hole down there? Bruce points down.
If my eyes recall, I believe what remains of your home is down in that hole. Don't you remember? We watched it together.
Did you do that?
Kind of warbles at you. Being an asshole.
Did you do that, bird?
Did I do that? Have you seen me? Do you see where I live? Of course that wasn't me.
Buttercup kind of giggles at Bruce's question. She just sits down and starts playing with the crystal leaf.
Your problems are in the water.
Insight?
Sure.
20. Non-natural.
What are you trying to insight exactly?
Well, we're talking about whether or not he did that, and I want to know if he might have done that.
No, the great avian, she's not responsible for the giant clam. She is genuinely not responsible for that.
Interesting. Bird, are
And
you...
she's telling you no, it's definitely them. She wants you to be motivated. She's like, yeah, you should probably be pretty pissed off at the people that gobbled up your city.
Ooh, that changes things. So Bruce is very confident that perhaps Meridia is behind what is going on with that, and I think maybe he shifts his anger and his attention.
Yes, good. Then we're in an accord.
But where's
Buttercup looks up.
Mawakawali?
And how about you, Doctor? It sort of lowers its head and kind of eyeballs you. And she says, I see your hesitation. What's on your mind?
The doctor's just to what end is the extermination of these merfolk beneficial to you? Why? What is the gain? That is what I have yet to puzzle out. Aside from eliminating any further claim to, he looks down at his feet, the creature below us.
Well, perhaps you're underestimating the value of the creature beneath your feet. I am standing on a gold mine, so to speak. Or an egg mine.
I've also seen the destruction that the creature is capable of.
Oh yes, quite dreadful.
Something.
But perhaps not the worst. Your town came about because of it.
He kind of just looks at deadpan looks at the avian. We both know that is not my town.
Oh, I know, young Hiram. I'm well aware. You keep many secrets from your comrades. He sort of looks over at Bruce and Buttercup. And the Great Avian, she says, he's quite the troublemaker, this one. Hasn't quite been honest with all of you. Do you really think I'm your enemy?
Yeah, have you listened to your voice?
That's when Buttercup looks.
That's racist.
That's when Buttercup looks up at the Great Aven. She's like, I don't know who to trust right now. And it's just dead honest. And she just sits back and thinks. She's playing with the leaves she finds, basically just fidgeting.
I've taken nothing from you. What does your intuition tell you?
That this is a task too big for us at this point in time.
You're doing fine. I've quite enjoyed your progress. I've learned quite a bit.
So you know about the orb?
Ah, yes, the orb. Where is that orb?
Why do you care?
I'm curious.
What is it?
You know what it is. Don't toy with me, boy.
Oh, yeah, I know what the fuck it is. It's that thing that'll kill you.
Buttercup just looks over at Bruce and she's like,
perhaps. In capable hands. But your hands are not capable. You've no use for it. Give it to me. Perhaps we can strike another bargain.
What will you give us?
There's been enough bargains.
What would you like?
Well, here's the deal. You've only given us a fucking bubble, so I don't think you can really do anything I want, bird.
Oh, I'm willing to trade. Name your price. Such an artifact deserves a heaping reward.
You give us Mowakawali, and maybe we'll give you the orb.
If I were to hand over this giant elemental to the likes of you, you would be completely unable to do anything with it at all. Mowakawali is of no use to you, but I can offer you something powerful.
Like
that
what?
Buttercup looks up at the Aven. She's like, you're talking about him as if like he's your husband.
It's of great value to me.
Well, yeah, are y'all like a thing?
You there, Bruce. Name your price. I'm interested in this proposition.
Let me ask you this, bird. You want all the merfolk extinguished? All of them?
Do I want that? Oh, it would serve me. Regardless, those are the parameters of Dr. Victor's pact. He is only freed when that occurs. And if it doesn't occur, then he's never freed.
What do you think, Doc?
The doctor kind of thinks about it a little bit and then smiles and is like, that means I have eternity to experiment.
You have until you die, but you'll be bound until then. Unless, of course, you're wanting to make another trade. Are you here to strike a bargain? Are you all unsatisfied with my divine gifts?
Semi-divine.
resent
Mere parlor tricks. We both know this.
Oh, of course. Why are you here?
Well, the doctor just kind of shrugs and says, "I just followed Mr. Fantana."
Ah. And what about you, girl? Don't you want anything?
I just want answers. I want all of this to make sense.
Ah, I can deal in information.
And she looks up at the Aben and then looks back at the guys. Looks back up at her again. What other sort of things, deities, much like yourself and Mwakali, are there around us at this present time?
Around us? Well, not many, I must admit. I do take pride in my work, after all. This is my territory, and it will remain my territory.
She scratches her chin and then looks at the guys. And she's like, you know what? Whatever. And she starts telling about how they met the giant fish thing, not the bargain that was made, but
Air guys or
yes.
whatever. Yeah.
And guys, well, interesting. Approached you, did he?
Yeah, he said he's never seen anyone like us before, because we're fucking awesome.
You're goddamn right.
Hi, Jay Crow. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, Joseph. Good seeing you, man.
Fascinating. What did he tell you? What have you learned of these pale invaders and of the merfolk that I know you travel with?
We know what the two women merfolk are. We know the pale invaders are bad and we need to stab them. And I don't know what to think of this other big creature thing because all the information is contradicting one another.
Well, let's look at the evidence. It seems to me that this big creature has taken many of your kind and your home with it. Is that not motivation enough?
That is indeed a big birdo.
She looks up at the bird. She's like, "This is not really my home. It's a stop. I'm just traveling."
Sure.
But
So you see, I'm your friend.
Okay, guys, I think maybe we should just go and exterminate the merfolk. What do you guys think?
I just want the straight truth from anyone right now. So that way we can figure out a plan and go stab whoever needs to be stabbed. Because I need to go on my merry way.
I'd be willing to trade a little bit of information. You tell me where that orb is. I'll tell you what you want to know.
So that means you haven't been watching us the whole time.
Uh-oh.
I thought he was
Hey.
just thinking.
Yeah.
Hey girl, what do you say? Where's that orb?
She thinks about it for a second. She knows there's a ton of souls trapped in there. And she's like, I don't know. That is quite a heavy burden that would have to be on my shoulders. Would the information be worth thousands of souls?
If you ask the right question, I'm willing to answer whatever you like.
Don't ask any questions. Don't do it, Buttercup, because then we'll have to give him the orb.
I didn't strike a bargain, nor an agreement. That's what she tells Bruce at that point in time.
Are
She's
you
sitting there.
looking for something? Somebody? An object of great value, perhaps?
No,
Yeah.
I'm just a traveler.
Hey, are you looking for something? Maybe like a fucking orb that you don't know the whereabouts of? Bird?
She just sighs at Bruce.
If you have nothing to gain from me, why have you come?
That's a good question. I guess
I was
maybe.
originally here to help these people out, and now they're stuck in a situation that has unfortunately tangled us with yourself, no offense, and some really weird underwater creatures.
Sounds about right.
And I don't understand why. I do not like not knowing what is happening.
So what do you want from me?
This is
Answers.
a very enlightening conversation. Clearly, you're not going to tell us anything more than you already have. Let's go kill the merfolk, guys.
She is willing to answer whatever you want to ask in exchange for the information about where the orb is. Anything you want to know, happy to tell you all about it.
Bruce
Buttercup looks between both of them. And she's battling with herself over that question at that point in time, over making a bargain. Because they are already talking about doing away with the deep sea creatures.
I could go get Paz for you. I could bring Paz here for you. Give me that orb. Just give me that orb.
Yeah, but you know what, Bird? I like the fact you need us. I enjoy that. I like the fact you don't know where it is, and you can't get it yourself. I like that.
Oh, I know where it is. I just don't know precisely where it is.
Yeah,
And
Earth.
I'm going to get that orb, and you will not be able to keep it from me.
Well, I tell you what, we'll go get it. We'll bring it right back to you.
Godlike beings have failed thus far.
And that's when Buttercup kind of perks up a little bit. And she's like, I would like to make a clarification on the task that you would like us to do.
The task I would like you to do.
Yeah, we're going to go kill some people, but is it that you really want us to get rid of the merfolk, or do you want us to get rid of those of the deep? They're two different things.
That's a good question.
You're doing just fine You're worrying too much about the details. Don't worry about what I want. Just focus on getting your friends back. Your loved ones, don't they matter?
They're all dead.
Could be.
Only in the
Perhaps not.
sense that humans matter more than others.
Okay, well.
He kind of looks at the bird. He definitely looks at the bird pointedly at that.
Okay. So DM to players.
Yeah.
What do you guys want right now?
To go to Norstead
What do
Point.
y'all want for
I
this
don't
bird?
know. I mean,
Are y'all done with this bird?
Yeah.
What are y'all talking about?
I didn't make my poison, so I'm like,
You don't have your god poison.
Yeah,
no, I don't.
we should just bail.
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole point of this is to have the god poison, so I can be like, die.
I thought y'all wanted answers. I wasn't sure what was going on.
No, I gleaned some things. I got some insights.
I did too, but I also wanted to kill him.
Well,
Yeah.
and Matt noticed some important details in there.
Yeah.
I heard you make some comments. All right. So, what would you like to do?
Norstead Point.
Let's do the Norstead Point.
All right, let's go.
It's so salty. Okay, so let's go do the Norstead Point.
You're salty? You said you're salty?
So, everyone goes in the boat. Yeah.
I'm a little salty. I'm salty about the non-god poison. No.
Oh, that gotcha.
No, this we have.
I would have given you a god poison had you landed your divine.
Yeah.
What's
No, I know.
intervention? That's what it is.
I know. I'm not salty about this because while I retain the right to do it should things go wrong, I'm not doing it at the start.
I got you. Okay. So here's how this is going to work. I will guide you guys through this. It should actually be super easy once you get the swing of it.
Yeah.
So you're all down here at the bottom. Everybody's on the right page, right? Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So for you guys to ascend 30 feet, right? You guys are going to start the climb. Victor's going to shift into his Braxis form.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a group ascension roll. Let me bring Braxis on first. Okay, sorry. All right, group ascension roll. Ascension Challenge 4. All right, so you guys are trying to climb up. There is a DC 16 nature check that has to be made. Who
Wow.
wants to make the nature check?
Not me.
I can do that.
Let me check.
Braxis is
Do that?
probably the best one to do this. So, if Braxis is doing this check, then either Bruce or Buttercup can think of a way to help him.
Okay, yeah, he better roll it, not me.
So, using a skill that hasn't been rolled last turn, which is basically anyone. Holy shit!
I think we're
Are
fine.
you proficient in nature?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Holy shit!
You're proficient in nature?
You're good.
Yeah,
Okay.
remember how I've been cutting apart all these animals and shit
That's
for
fair.
my research?
That's
makes
true.
sense.
That's true. Okay, so you
Cool.
guys progress 30 feet. All right. So now we're going to do another one. Group Challenge 2. This one's either a DC 17 athletics check or 2 DC 12 athletics checks to go around. And it can't be Victor because Victor did the last one. So between
Okay.
Buttercup and Bruce, who wants to do this one?
What is it?
Athletics.
It's either a one DC 17 athletics or 2 DC 12s.
I'll do a DC... 2 DC 12s.
You'll do the 2 DC 12 athletic checks?
Yeah.
All right.
There's
Then
one.
Braxis and Buttercup. Either of you can think of a way
Cool.
to try and help him and give him advantage.
I'm fine.
Well, I mean, he got it.
Fair enough. Okay,
Pretty
cool.
good.
So you guys are going to progress another 30 feet.
Okay. This is fun.
This is fun.
This is
Yeah.
when
It's pretty easy, honestly.
Buttercup is like, I want beer after this.
Right?
You guys are just climbing up the wall here. All right, so Ascension Challenge 5. What are we doing? We're doing uncertain pathing for a whopping maximum amount, DC 18 insight.
Fuck.
Who's got the wisdom to do this one?
Not me. I
Let
mean,
me
I
check.
have a +3.
It's probably going to be Buttercup, honestly, which means between Braxis and Bruce,
Yeah.
what skill can you think of in just any way whatsoever that you could use to help Buttercup like climb up this wall and determine uncertain pathing? It could be anything. It's player creativity, essentially.
Let me see.
All right, you want me to go ahead and roll?
One sec.
They're gonna see if they can give you advantage first.
I
Bruce,
will
you can think of something too, if you like.
Let's see.
She's light and tiny.
So the way this works,
Sleight of hand to point out handholds that her smaller hands could get over Braxis's.
perfect. Make me a
Nice.
DC 10 sleight of hand check to help her.
Nice.
Okay. All
Fuck
right, you
yeah.
have advantage on this, Buttercup. Go ahead and make me that insight check to see if you can figure out this uncertain pathing. This will be a tricky
Nicely
one.
Nice.
Oof. Okay. All right. Was there a complicating factor? No, there wasn't. Okay, so you guys actually just don't progress,
Okay,
but you're not punished for it.
that's cool.
Okay, Ascension Challenge 6. Let's see what we're looking at. This one's easy. A DC 13 sleight of hand check. Who wants to make it? It can't be Buttercup.
Me.
Okay. Anybody want to help him? Either Buttercup or Braxis can try and give him advantage if you guys can think of it.
Okay,
Should
in
I do
relation,
complicating factor? Or is that only if it fails?
No, so it's before he attempts.
Yeah.
You can think of a skill
Okay.
like that you can use to help him, and then make a DC 10 check using that skill to see if you can give him advantage.
And it's the which one is it again that he's doing right now?
So he's got a crumbling handhold. He's like climbing and essentially gives way.
I'm going to use athletics to give him a toss up, to help him out.
Okay, sure. Roll me a DC 10 athletics. You guys kind of get the gist of how this works?
Oh yeah. No, this is fun.
Cool. So we should be able to crank through this, like, once you guys kind of have an idea of it.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, go ahead and make that
Nice.
sleight of hand check at advantage, Bruce.
Good advantage. Thank you.
Ooh, okay. So you guys are going to move up another 30 feet. At this point, I need everyone to roll me perception.
I knew you were gonna say that. 6. Ooh.
Okay.
22 and 20.
Buttercup, as you're climbing up this like large spire, right? You like look down for a moment and you see like this large space beneath you guys that you guys have already traversed about 99 feet, about 100 feet,
Yeah.
90 feet, I guess. And something beside you, as you're sort of like looking around, kind of catches your eye, and you're going to notice what appears to be a shiny piece of metal on the wall beside you.
Oh shit.
Oh, she grabs it.
Okay. Looking at it, you see this. Everyone able to see this?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she pockets that.
It is an aged silver locket addressed to somebody named Alex.
Okay.
She looks at it, sees that it's pretty and it's shiny, and she basically just throws it around her neck so that way it's safe and tucks it into her boobs.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going then. 6. All right. No complicating factor. All right. 6 is going to be a DC 15 sleight of hand check, and this time it can't be Bruce because Bruce did the last one.
Okay. Can you do that one, Savannah? Sleight of hand?
DC 15. Anybody want to think of a way to help her out? And it can't be athletics because athletics was used on the last one.
What is the situation?
The situation is a crumbling handhold as she's climbing.
Investigation to try and find another spot that she could take besides
Nice.
Okay, that'll work. Go ahead and roll me a DC 10 investigation. Ooh, just barely, but that'll work. All right, go ahead and roll it with advantage, Savannah.
Nice.
Ooh, DC 15. Okay. Does it work if they meet the DC, or do they have to beat the DC?
Well, usually if they meet the DC, then you're usually
Okay, cool.
you're good.
I'll move you up another 30 feet. Well done, everybody. You're progressing. I believe you're almost about halfway there. All right, Ascension Challenge 3. An easy acrobatics check. Who wants to make this one?
That would be me.
Nice.
All right. Anyone want to help him?
Give me a second and then let me check something.
I will use deception to make Bruce think that he can jump even farther than he actually can.
Sounds extremely dangerous.
I love that. I love it so much.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You can make it.
That's the funniest use of deception I've ever heard of.
Oh my god. Go ahead and take advantage on it, Bruce.
I'm fine. We're fine.
You're
It's all
filled with
good.
false confidence.
Yeah.
He's just filled with confidence, false or not.
To your surprise, Victor, he's actually perfectly capable of that jump.
I mean, I'll just see if I can get a 20 just cause, but yeah,
Oh,
we're
man.
fine. We're fine.
That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, well done. Next up will be a DC 16 insight check, and it can't be Bruce. Who wants to attempt this one? This won't be easy.
Is that you, Savannah? Can you do insight?
You guys haven't really failed anything so far.
Okay.
I'll take the
one.
insight.
And
Okay.
I will use medicine. I'm sorry, no. I will use nature to see it to point out different different carvings in the rock that she could use instead of that
Nature.
one.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a nature check.
I'm trying. Yay! I'm trying to think.
Okay.
So
All right,
Hunter,
here I go.
no, before
Yeah.
you roll,
Yeah.
Bruce is going to holding like the cliff with one arm. He's going to flex and say,
Oh god, I knew this was gonna happen.
"You could do it. I know you can do it, Buttercup. Look at this muscle." And I'm gonna give her an extra D6 with Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah.
Yes.
You feel a surge of fighting spirit swell within you, Buttercup.
All right, so I roll insight and then I roll inspiration?
If you choose to, you have it for 10 minutes, I believe.
Yeah.
I believe like everybody.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow. Okay, no, you're fine. You proceed 30 feet. Nicely done. Okay. Next up, challenge 2. This will be a little tougher. Okay, so we have either a DC 18 or someone has to do 2 DC 14s.
What is the check?
It'll be athletics. And it can't be Buttercup, who might actually be the best one at athletics. I'm not sure.
What is yours, Eddie?
Mine is at +5.
Nice. Okay, that's better than mine.
Wow. Holy shit. Okay. So what do you want to try and do? Do you want to try and do the 2 or the 1?
I don't know.
1 tough one or 2 moderate ones?
Yeah, I know. I have a better chance of rolling 2 moderate ones because I have to roll just a 9 or better on both.
Okay. All right. Anyone want to try and help him out?
5% math.
Bruce is going to just kind of swing through the air and do a flip and try to like kick Braxis. and send him up a little bit, and then like catch his shit again. So probably acrobatics.
Okay. So you're trying to basically like swing up and give him a boost?
Yeah.
All right.
Easy.
Wow. All right. Let's do it, Braxis. You're going for the tough one?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go for the 2 moderate ones, just because.
All
Yeah.
right.
All right, you got this.
You got advantage. Okay. Ooh.
Oh,
Okay. No progress with this one.
yeah, I didn't get any of them. Damn.
Let me
Okay.
see. Is there a complicating factor? Yes, there is. Which one is it? 2? All right. So, as Bruce is swinging up to assist Braxis, his foothold crumbles, and Bruce has to make a DC 13 strength save. Buttercup, if you can think of a way to help him, you have an opportunity to do so. But only you can.
All right, give me just 1 second to take a look at my character sheet.
Okay. I need some high octane action music for this.
We need suspense.
Maybe we should get the
Cue up that eagle for when I nail this shit too.
Oh
Could we-
yeah.
music from that epic Sylvester Stallone rock climbing movie Cliffhanger.
Oh my god!
that
what a classic, right?
Okay, so crumbling handhold, he is going to fall, right?
Yes.
Unless you can think of a way to help him.
Is
Like,
there okay, can I use my acrobatics to like jump so she can grab his arm and then swing him back
Yeah.
to the
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds really good. Go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Do
Go
I even-
ahead and
do I
make your
even have
save
to
at
roll?
advantage.
All right. Wow.
You got it. You got this.
That's a crit.
Ooh, that's what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
That's a crit.
Nice.
Okay. You know what? Since you both got crits,
That was pretty dope.
I'm gonna say the 2 of you are able to like catch Braxis, and you are not going to lose 30 feet
Cool.
Nice.
like you
Okay.
typically would.
Word.
You all
However-
right there, buddy?
However, you are forced to take a different path. If you want to proceed, someone other than Braxis will have to do a DC 14 sleight of hand check.
What is yours, Buttercup?
Bruce has got that. Anyone want to help him?
No, Savannah. What's yours?
Sleight of hand.
I'm checking my.
Okay.
It's taking my computer a little bit to load, so I am checking it right now.
That's fine.
No, you're good.
My sleight of hand is. It says in order for me to pass, I needed to have a 15, or I don't know.
15.
I have to
What-
roll a
I'm-
15.
Yeah. What's your sleight of hand? What's your bonus to it?
5.
Okay,
Okay. It doesn't really matter which one of us does it. Then you have inspiration.
that's true.
Oh, that's right. So I can roll twice, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, you can roll your
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah.
All right. So
And then what
do
is
I
her
do that or
situ?
you?
What is her situation?
It is a crumbling handhold, DC 14.
I will
Sleight of hand.
also try to like flip and kick Buttercup to give her advantage.
Okay.
Is this an acrobatics check?
Yeah,
I believe
I
you
hope so.
used an
Just for that last
acrobatics check to help last round, so you
Shit.
have to use a different skill now.
Can I use animal handling to summon a hawk that will gently lift her up in the air and help her to the next one?
If you can roll animal handling, I will let you do this. Holy shit.
Can I get the noise? Can I get the noise?
Oh my god. So Bruce is like, Doc, go get it. And like As you're stepping up, you just like Bruce just gives you a nod, and you give him a nod back. and this eagle, this hawk, just like sweeps down just in time for you to just like use it as a foothold.
Oh,
So-
Bruce should be a druid.
Well
like-
done. Go ahead and take that advantage, sir.
For the
Nicely
sleight of
done.
hand.
Yes.
So funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
Or
luck,
it's advantage on the sleight of hand.
Good
Oh,
luck,
it's Savannah? Okay.
Yeah, good luck, Savannah.
Madam, then.
I was just like, fuck, my animal handling is a +6 for some reason. I don't really know
That's-
why.
That's crazy.
Nice. You got it.
Yes, okay, you're
Okay.
good. All right, last roll. You guys have done a very smooth job nearing the top. All right, let's do it.
1.
Last one is a 1, a DC 16, a rare Constitution check, arguably
good
a
at those.
save.
I'm good. at
Anybody
those.
want to take a crack at a fairly difficult con check?
I mean, mine's only a +2. Never mind.
Mine's
All right, I think
+2.
I have. I think mine. I have proficiency in. I should, don't I? As
This is arguably a save because of the way Constitution works. If you want to make a con save here, you can do so.
okay. Yeah, I would like to do. Mine if I have. I'm proficient in con, so mine would be a 5.
Okay, you want to do it?
Sure. Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. Anyone want to try and help him out here? As he has to make a long haul across unanchorable terrain without any rest.
Let me see.
So I can't use acrobatics, is that correct?
Well, you could this time.
Oh, fuck, I'm doing that. I'm just gonna flip kick. Knock him out.
Flip kick him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Go ahead and roll
unlikely.
it.
It's unlikely any of us have anything better than a +8. 13.
That's pretty good. Okay.
All right.
Take your advantage, sir.
24.
Yeah.
All right. And
Fuck
with
yeah.
that, you all reach the top of Norstead Point.
Uh-oh.
The first time anyone has been up here in a very, very long time.
Okay. Hmm.
Keep in mind you're about 250 feet up.
That's fine. How tall is the ship?
The ship itself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. I'm not good with this. 45, 50 feet tall,
Okay.
I think is about accurate. Maybe.
Well, here we are, guys. We made it to the top. Good work.
With that, Buttercup just sits down for a second and she's like, let's just catch our breath for a second, drink some water.
Do you guys want to just short rest for the fuck of it? Like, there are no actual benefits, but, you know,
Yeah. I was gonna say right now there's
the role play factor.
I'm done.
eat a Cliff Bar.
Yeah. We role play a short rest.
RP rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
RP rest.
Yeah.
Everyone catches their breath after
Yeah.
after climbing up that rock wall. Good job helping each other out. I like how you guys work together for that.
That was solid. That was a good. That was a fun mini game.
That was.
I really enjoyed that.
So let's
So
go
you
check
take a
out-
rest up here. It is exceedingly quiet. In fact, roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Let's just see who notices this.
15.
15,
23.
23.
I noticed
arguably a
things.
nature check.
Okay.
Buttercup rolled a 9. Okay, so Buttercup and Bruce, as the two of you near the top, each of you note it is incredibly quiet up here, save for the winds that blow through. There are no caws of seagulls or no skittering of crabs this high up. In fact, there aren't even any plants growing up here. It is completely devoid of life.
Buttercup looks around and takes a drink of her water. She's like, so this is kind of creepy. Don't know if I like this or not. Then again, we just climbed a really fucking tall thing. I need beer.
If we're to believe Marcus, this vessel is cursed now.
Were you just trying to mimic him?
In the Victor way.
In the Victor way.
Well,
Okay.
Victor also is kind of like saying that derisively, like curse, like eye roll. Even though I know magic exists and is a thing.
Okay. Okay.
The curse, he basically is dismissing a curse as superstitious nonsense.
Buttercup lightly kicks Bruce's foot. She's like, do you hear anything?
You guys are going to note that this wood is very old. It's taken a lot of sun damage. It's evidently been worn by storms, and just over time. It's been a long time since it's been polished. The main beams are like broken and have long been stripped away by wind.
Bruce is gonna
try. Go ahead.
No, I think we have the same idea. I'm gonna try to kick part of the side in.
Break one
Part of the
board.
side end?
Yeah, just like punch a hole or like kick a hole into the wall and see if I can like look in. I think that's what Eddie was probably trying to do too.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll try. I mean, I could also just climb up onto the deck.
Ooh.
You wanna punch you wanna do both? What are y'all trying to do?
Yeah, let's do both.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll climb up to the deck.
Okay. So here's what happens. So Bruce punches a hole in. Whoops. Wrong one. Bruce, you find yourself over here. Let me just move you over here. You find yourself standing inside the ship over here. On the interior, the bilge hold, way down at the bottom of the ship, you notice there's like a sort of like sticky, sort of moldy, fungal substance kind of running along the ground and up the beams.
Gross.
Looks old and soggy. Now, Victor.
Yeah.
Jumping on top of the ship, you notice that much of the ship, the doors are open, they're not loose, there seems to be lots of damage. The captain's quarters over here is locked.
Okay.
The doors are shut.
Can I go ahead and try and open the door?
Sure.
You said
You want to
it's locked?
proceed into the captain's quarters?
Yeah.
Buttercup, what would you like to do?
She's kind of peeking around at what Bruce is looking at in there, but she largely stays outside and is looking up and down the boat to see if she can see anything odd.
Okay. So, Victor,
Mm-hmm.
going over to the captain's quarters, the doors are locked shut,
Yeah.
but you're able to easily enough break through.
Okay.
Breaking your way inside, there is a corpse in the room. It's sort of laying on the bed, but it is long since passed away.
Okay.
There are scribblings on the desk.
Okay. I want to go check that out.
Okay, there you go. Are you able to see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll give you. Is everyone able to see that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
I'll give give you all a moment to read it. Just let me know whenever you're done.
Not Alex.
Actually, I guess we do have like a Twitch audience. Perhaps I should just read it. And does everyone remember Alex?
I remember
Yeah.
Alex.
All right. I'll just read it. We got Twitch people.
Yeah.
Captain's voice. The sick lads are losing their heads. They say something's sucking them up and bleeding them dry, but it's clearly the damned illness. They're sweating like animals, muttering about something circling in the water down below. All there is to see are waves and rock, and none of us can find a way down. The town has sent several boats to try and find a way up, but no one's been able to secure a safe path. We'll continue to hold on to hope. Maybe we can wait this out. I can't believe it. Someone killed the bosun in the night, and when I left my quarters this morning, I found the boy squatting over his corpse. Johannes told me young Alex had jumped off and killed himself before I'd stirred. One of the men actually had the nerve to suggest this predicament was my fault, that I'd cursed this voyage somehow. Preposterous. As if any one person could put an entire ship up on this rock. Vic and Stephenson won't stop babbling about some sort of screeching, and it's starting to disturb the crew. We moved them to one of the storage rooms to get some peace and quiet. I'm making sure to lock myself inside the cabin at night. This isn't a sickness. It's some kind of curse. One of the younger lads, a deckhand named Hamilton, suddenly began singing and hovering up in the air above his bunk like some kind of vengeful spirit. Scared the wits out of the boys, and me, quite frankly. I've never been sure about the three, but I don't doubt my eyes. I've never seen anything like it. We locked him in a room downstairs to keep him away from the others, but we can hear his singing through the woodwork. We've decided to put the other sick down there. We decided to put the other sick crewmates down there with him. Misspelling there, sorry. Marcus jumped today, saying he'd rather die than be involved with this unnatural business. Nobody tried stopping him. There's something swimming down there beneath the surface. I can hear it, like a pulsing in my head and chest. If I close my eyes, it's like I'm down there in the dark. It knows we're up here. She sings to it. Or to us. We're the reason, though. Without us, it may never have come. The lads are singing in their bunks, happy as clams. It would have been all for nothing if no one had responded. I'll be singing with her soon enough. Just you wait. Something awful down there in the depths of the ship. And those are the scribblings of the captain.
Okay.
That was amazing.
That was good.
Yeah, that was
Thank
it.
you. Thank you very much. I love you guys.
I don't know what to do with. I don't know what to do with that, but it was really fucking
No.
good.
I was like, cut to Bruce in the depths of the
Now,
ship.
Bruce, in the depths of the ship, meanwhile, you're standing and there's like this like moldy growth beneath your feet.
It doesn't seem recognizable.
Mm-mm.
I'm not touching it, am I?
It's beneath your feet.
I'm standing in it. Okay.
Yeah, you're just standing in it. It covers the floor and the walls.
How? It's pretty dark in here, correct?
It's pretty dark in here, yeah.
I'm gonna cast a light on my pants.
Okay. Fills the area. You're able to see. There is like light pouring in through this hole. I'm gonna make a like hole entrance for you to see there, so y'all know where that is.
I'm gonna touch it with my hand.
Okay. As you touch it with your hand, you kind of like, it's like it's almost like spider web, how it like clings to itself, you know, or like cling wrap. But it's just very like fungal, kind of plant-like almost.
Mildew.
Make me a perception check, Bruce, as you examine this area here.
That's not good. But I will cast Identify on it.
Okay. All right.
If it were a magic-imbued creature or object, I would learn its properties.
Okay. You know, I shouldn't have had you roll perception check because, like, this is right here on the floor and you would be able to see this.
Okay.
There's been no attempt made to hide this. There are very clearly runes along the floor here.
Oh.
And you have seen runes of a similar type before. In fact, you saw them quite recently when Victor produced the shark skin while y'all were talking to the Great Avian.
I'll spend 10 minutes doing the ritual, and then I'll cast Comprehend Languages and see if I can figure out what it is.
10 minutes. All right. Now, meanwhile, while Bruce is doing this 10-minute ritual, Buttercup and Victor.
Yeah.
Buttercup, you're still waiting on the outside. Victor, what would you like to do after you see all that? Are you gonna come be like, "Hey guys, look what I found," or what would y'all like to do?
I would like to see if there's anything of value in the room that I could obtain. The captain's quarters.
Captain's quarters of a merchant vessel. Go ahead. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll me loot. Roll me loot. In fact, all of you guys can go ahead and roll me loot if you like.
Okay, what would you like? Do you want
Just D100s. Yeah, it's going to be minor loot. Because these are like, what mundane things can you find in here?
Yeah. Just re-roll.
All right, let's see what we got. 93 and 225s.
Okay.
Wow. Wait. Okay.
Wow.
At this point in time, Buttercup just meanders back after not being able to really find anything. Wanders back to Bruce and, is working on getting her way inside without disrupting his ritual.
Okay. Interesting.
She walks in and Bruce goes, "Oh, don't look at me. I'm very self-conscious about this ritual. Just look away, Buttercup."
Okay.
She just kind of giggles, but complies and turns around.
Thanks.
All right. Can I get each of you guys to roll me a D20, please?
Sure.
Not Bruce. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just the 25s.
Me and Savannah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where are my weapons at? I got a 3 and a 17. Okay. So, Victor.
Yeah.
You find a +1 short bow.
Nice.
And Savannah, you rolled a 17.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Savannah, you find a +1 glaive.
Nice.
I don't know how useful that is, but there it is. It's there for you if you so choose to.
You found a
use
+1 glaive.
Yeah.
Just fine shit. Now, Bruce, however, let me see. What does a 93 get you?
Spaghetti. Roll for spaghetti.
Bruce, this gets you +2 half plate.
What?
I don't know if that does anything for you.
Doesn't do anything for him, really.
Yeah, I don't know if that does anything for you.
Oh, I can't.
But that's what you got.
Okay.
That's what you got.
Okay. And I find it down there.
Well, like, assumably when you guys go search the place, that is actually what Eddie finds, like in in like the captain's room, essentially.
Perfect.
Just
Yeah.
some nice shit. He
That
can
works.
distribute it to you whenever.
That's perfect. Okay. Can you wear that, Eddie?
A half plate?
Yeah. I don't think Savannah can.
Um,
I think Savannah can.
Really?
I actually
I think I can.
Oh, nice.
because of armor, I can wear heavy armor.
Yeah, you guys definitely figure that one out. You guys can have that one.
Okay, cool. So y'all have that to distribute amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
Aside from that, Victor, Buttercup, as you explore the ship, you are going to find it extraordinarily barren.
Okay.
Even much of the cloth is missing, as it seems it was gnawed upon when there was nothing else to eat.
Now, do we come across the corpses? Or are there any corpses here?
Interesting question. There are no corpses here, save for 2 corpses that you locate. One is the captain's corpse, which is found in his bed.
Okay.
There is another locked room where you guys discover another corpse had barricaded themselves, and they were found on their bed. Aside from that, there are no corpses and no bodies. No bones, nothing.
That's weird.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey,
Keep a sharp lookout. This is not normal.
it seems pretty empty. I think we're fine. But I'll keep an
Now,
eye out.
Bruce, at a certain point, everybody is going to become aware that the bilge hold down beneath is covered with this very thick, lively mold,
Yeah.
which sort of like vines across the ground and like thick fungal roots almost. It's like soft, spongy roots.
Can I light a torch and try and see what happens if I get the heat near the fungus?
Sure. So, Victor, at first nothing happens, but as you're like kind of leaning towards this fungus, it gradually begins to like smoke a little bit,
Okay.
and you begin noticing that it's almost kind of necrotically like withering.
To the heat?
Roll me investigation.
Okay.
It's the light.
Ah.
And in fact, looking about the ship, you notice wherever the light hits, the mold does not seem to grow.
Okay.
Glad I cast fucking light on my pants.
You did cast light on your pants, yeah.
Yeah, I want to try and make and cause as much of this mold to wither as we can. I'm curious, and I want to.
Let's cheese the mold.
It like gradually smokes and withers. It's not
Yeah.
like rapidly doing so or anything like
Okay.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, I want to see if there's anything underneath some of this shit.
Okay. There does just appear to be wood.
Okay.
After a while,
Yeah.
sorry, go on.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
Okay. Bruce, after a while, you're going to finish your ritual. Let me look up identify one more time.
Oh, but
Let's cover- Let's check
so-
off all the boxes.
Well, so if I'm doing comprehend languages on the runes, then I just read that. I could.
Oh, are you doing comprehend languages or are you doing identify?
Well, I was going to do identify, and then you mentioned the runes, and I was like, okay, well, let's just do the runes first, and then we'll do identify later.
I'm sorry, I thought that's what you were identifying. Were you trying to identify the fungus?
I was, but once I saw the runes, or like, because you mentioned, you were like, well, you don't have to really roll a perception
the
check for
runes
this.
I decided you would inevitably see.
Yeah, so I just want to do comprehend language, ritual, and then read those runes before I do anything else.
Okay. Let me see. From what you were able to make out, let me just type up something real quick.
Are there any doors in the bilge hold, or is this just?
Yes.
Okay.
The door in front of Bruce is closed. And in fact, as you explore the ship, you will all take note that some of the entrances to the bilge hold seem to be blockaded,
Okay.
but many of the blockades have sort of been brushed aside.
Okay, so the door in front of Bruce, is that the other locked door?
Yes, this is the only other locked door on the ship, aside from the one where the person in the room had evidently offed themselves in the captain's quarters.
And we're all down in...
With Bruce now?
Yeah.
Okay, would
Are
y'all
you
like to be?
still
Yeah.
up there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because well, I mentioned I was experimenting with the torch, trying to see what happened with the stuff.
Okay, let me put you guys in this corner down here. Was there anything further you wanted to do up there in particular?
I mean, I kind of want to see what's behind this closed door now.
The one that Bruce is standing in front of?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Bruce, as you're reading these runes, as far as you can tell, it's merfolk in nature. And this rune here is offering something.
Oh, fuck.
It is a rune of like giving. From you can only see like a part of this. Only some of it is exposed, but it seems to have been carved into this wood by something. The fungus is grown over it at this point, but it is this like a very intricately carved rune that is granting something, offering something.
So as the light from my pants illuminates, I never thought I'd say that, illuminates the moss, does it like retreat?
Very gradually. It's not like this rapid like
Yeah.
kind of withering, but it's like slow vampirism kind of sunburn. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I do want to try and I'll help him try and clear away some of that as well.
Okay.
Cheese the moss.
All right. So, as you remove some of the moss in this area, if I can... Oh, God, there won't be an easy way to do this. Whoop. There we go. You expose some more of these runes. From what you can tell now, Bruce, these runes are offering up voice. You don't quite understand it, but the ability to speak is being offered.
Oh. So does Bruce feel like speak could also mean sing in this context?
Seeing? Singing?
Like singing, yeah.
Singing, you're not sure.
Okay.
But as far as you can tell, the ability to speak is being traded. And that seems very vague, and you're not quite sure what that means.
Okay.
But the ability to speak is being traded.
Do you guys want
for
to go
something.
you guys want to go in that door?
I believe we should. We should finish. We should. I tell him about what I read on the captain's desk and about how something awful was down in the depths of the ship.
Hey, Hunter.
Yeah.
As Bruce Fantana is a tinkerer of sorts, can he tell how long ago that was carved in the wood?
Make me a tinkering check.
Is that just my proficiency bonus in a d20?
Mm-hmm.
16.
Pretty good.
Nice.
It looks like this was done maybe like 40 years ago.
Okay. That lines up.
40, 50 years ago. Something like
Okay.
that.
That makes sense. Okay. Let's go through that door.
All right. So it's actually not easy at first. You guys are pushing on it. It's not that it's locked. It's that it's so overgrown with this stuff that you are going to have to actually like force the door open and like break, some of that shit.
Yeah.
But forcing your way in, you find yourself in another moldy room. You do see across the room there is another door. It is very overgrown.
Were there more? Were there have been more symbols on this side of the door? On the floor, like basically, did it look like the symbols were continuing onto this side of the door or wall?
Actually, yes. Would you like to clear some of this fungus away so you can see what it is?
Yes.
Nice. Smart, smart, smart.
Okay.
Buttercup is helping by using her dagger to like kind of just dig at it and
Scrape
move
it
it
away.
away.
Bruce uses his pants. As per usual.
All right. So you guys are clearing away some of this fungus. You're able to get a much better sense of what is going on now. Looking at this whole room,
Hunter cut out.
Oh God, I'm on the edge of my seat.
Right.
He'll be back.
not sure what the vessel is, but it seems
Hey,
to
Hunter.
be being offered.
Hey,
Yeah?
you cut out for all of that. If you could just repeat that for us.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so what you can tell is that what seems to be being offered up is the gift of speech. And the gift of speech is being like implanted within something called the vessel. You're not sure what the vessel is, but it seems to be the product of some kind of exchange. There is an exchange taking place, and this is like a precipitate that comes about as a byproduct of that exchange. Something called the vessel is being created. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you guys.
So
Buttercup
guys,
makes a mental note. She doesn't understand it, but at the same time, she looks at both of them. A vessel for what? What's the vessel? A person?
I think all the people on this ship turn into sort of sick fish people. And I think that's why we didn't find any corpses. I think the voice might be singing, and I think they might have gone to the depths.
Ah, you think it's that lady then?
Meridia.
The vessel could also be referring to the ship. Like this is the vessel. This ship may have been prepared for something. There may be residual traces of whatever happened here. I'm going to sketch out the symbols that we've seen thus far into my notebook just so I can show them to the girls later.
Okay. So as far as you guys can tell, you're on the ship. There's this mold growing everywhere.
Yeah.
There is something called the vessel, which is being created as a byproduct of some kind of exchange that is taking place.
Okay.
The gift of speech is being offered with this circle, and it is being placed within something called the vessel.
Buttercup's eyes light up. She's like, "What if the vessel is the orb?"
Fuck, you might be right.
Roll me a perception check, everybody.
I knew I was gonna crit. I don't know why I fucking knew it. I don't know why.
Okay.
You can see me
Bruce.
smiling.
You notice there are similar runes near this door on the floor over here, but you're only able to get a glimpse.
Can I jump over there?
You somersault across the room, landing over here.
I would like to use my pants to try to move the fungus.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
help as well.
Same with
Okay.
Buttercup.
All right. So as far as you can tell here, This circle is offering a gift of flesh. And through flesh, power.
Do I get the entire circle, or do I need to clear some more shit out?
The rest of the circle seems to be beyond this door.
I'm gonna go over there and try and help with the door as well.
There is a gift of flesh being offered, and it is being placed within something called the vessel.
I relay all this to the doctor, who is much smarter than Bruce. What do you think, Doc?
I believe that that this ship may be the cause of all of the problems for the town. These markings seem to, there may be some kind of grand work here that this ship was the start of.
I would remind you that the great avian told you that Meridia was responsible for what happened on this ship.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
No, Bruce is super mad at Meridia right now. Does Dr. Victor Mutare want to write down those runes as well in that circle?
Yeah, I'll do that once we get to the other side of the door and see the whole picture.
Is there any way we can clear it out to that other side of the circle?
To get to that door? That
you're able to get to the door easily enough.
Oh, I'm gonna open the door.
Okay. As you step inside, actually, yeah, as you step inside, there is just one final door, but it is not locked. Would you like to open this door?
Do I hear anything on the other side?
You hear nothing on the other side.
Yes.
Okay.
Seems like a trap.
It isn't easy, but as you guys like push on the door in a similar way, the vines kind of break and the door swings open. And what you see before you is some sort of amalgamation of what looks to be the remains of many of the prisoners.
Holy shit.
However, it seems to be suspended in the air and unconscious.
Oh, fuck.
We should burn that. I don't care if this whole whatever goes up, but I think we need to burn it.
It is hovering off the ground, suspended in midair. It makes no attempt to do anything to any of you.
Yeah, I want this thing to die so bad. I'm going to immediately shift into Cesarthic form and just like he's freaking out about this thing.
Is there anything else in this room?
Buttercup backs up and draws her bow.
I'm sorry?
Is there anything else in this room?
There's nothing else in this room?
I passed you that +1 bow, by the way. Yeah.
Okay.
Can I clear
What
away
would you all like to do?
I want to try to clear away the moss where I think the circle would be.
Okay, sure. You continue to clear away the moss, revealing more and more of the circle.
Can I go ahead and roll a perception check to see if there's anything that's keeping it in place? Like on the walls or anything like that?
That's a good question.
The creature that is suspended, the vessel?
Yeah, the big McLarge huge thing.
Is there anything causing it to hover in the air? Not that you can determine. It appears to be in a state of stasis at the moment. Completing, or rather clearing the rest here, Bruce, you see that an offering of flesh has also been made and placed within this thing called the vessel. And looking at these two circles side by side, they appear to be circles that are attempting to call something. And they are making these offerings as an attempt to like draw something to it. To these offerings, rather.
Burn it. Let's just light this
Now-
entire thing on fire.
Now, Victor,
Yeah.
looking at those captain's notes, the notes describe people talking about seeing something swimming deep below Norstead Point,
Yeah.
circling in the water down in the dark. Those are your context clues.
Okay.
Anyone want to take a wager at what's happening here?
All of the prisoners were blended together in some kind of crazy ass ritual to make this awful thing,
But why?
like homunculus thing.
But why? This homunculus thing was created not just through flesh, but also through a gift of voice. There seems to have been something imparted within this as well.
Bruce is gonna sing the song.
It's Meridia.
It's Meridia. Bruce is going to sing the song.
Yeah.
Okay. I need Okay. If you sing the song, I want to remind you, you're going to be exhausted until your next long rest. This is like very powerful.
Oh, I don't wait. Like I don't.
You want to do that, Matt?
That seems like a very loaded question all of a sudden.
Well, I'm just reminding you in case you forgot. There's a heavy penalty for using this like powerful spell.
Oh, I don't. I think he was just singing the song, not using the spell. You know, just.
Were you using the sleep spell?
No,
Marco Ali's sleep spell?
no. I just wanted to sing the song that Meridia had planted in our heads.
Oh, you just wanted to sing that song.
Yeah.
Okay. You sing the song. The creature doesn't seem to respond to it. In fact, it doesn't really seem to respond to any noise that you all make as you're moving throughout the room.
Why the fuck would Meridia go to all the trouble to merge all of these fucking dudes? Oh. That's how she's able to turn people into fish, right? Because of this fucking thing.
From what you can gather from these circles, Meridia was trying to call something.
I think we have to go talk to
And
Meridia.
she burned a lot of resources to call whatever it was she was calling.
We have to go down.
She made this thing and used a bunch of people to make it.
I would also point out the Great Avian claims never to come here. It pointed out it does not visit Norstead Point.
Yeah. This
Very
is also
smart.
this is something that the avian can't use. But it's something that Meridia can. Because if the avian could use it, he would have taken it by now.
So you guys have this amalgamation of flesh, which apparently, according to the runes that Bruce has been able to read, also contain within it an offering of speech.
Yeah.
None of you know what this means. However, this thing seems to be in stasis here within the ship, which remains undisturbed. And you know it was created as a byproduct of an exchange that was made to call something to Norstead Point.
It was to call that dude that Meridia works with. The one that, like, air guy, I guess? That is his name?
That is his name.
Hmm.
Well done, Savannah.
Nice.
As far as you can tell, the captain's reports indicate that while all this was happening, people became aware of like some kind of consciousness deep in the water.
Uh,
But you
okay.
guys don't know why. Don't know why Meridia reached out to this thing. Or what the purpose of the vessel is.
Should we destroy it
Yes.
or attack it?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Light everything out, like, we could step outside and light this shit on fire.
That's
and have
true.
it burn.
That's true.
Okay. Is that what you would like to do?
I don't know.
I also would like to. Yeah. Let's break as many holes in the hull as we can to put dry wood on the inside and light the whole damn thing on fire. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Before we do that, do I notice anything at all that would stand out on this thing? On the creature itself?
On the creature itself.
Any writing? Any runes? I mean, obviously there are deformities, but like anything that would just, pop out.
There is nothing about the creature itself looking at it other than the fact that it's clearly grotesque. I will notice, or actually I will point out that you notice, because you asked, the bodies that this creature is comprised of are particularly emaciated and particularly well, maybe not anymore because it's like a big old clump, but notably these bodies almost look like dried up, like they've been like sucked dry.
I put my hand on it and cast Identify.
Okay.
Buttercup is backing up.
Okay. As you place your hand on it,
Fuck.
it wakes up and looking at you, it shrieks in a woman's voice.
Oh.
And I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Good rolls so far.
Okay.
Oh, could you shift me into Cesarthic? I wanted to do that a little bit ago.
Yes. Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Um,
Okay.
Was the screech
So-
just a noise, or was it a word that I might understand with comprehend languages?
The screech was shock, actually. From what you can gather, it sounded like this thing was horrified to see you.
And it's a female voice.
And it's a beautiful female voice, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna remove that.
Bruce is gonna say, maybe we shouldn't fight it, guys. I don't know.
Oh shit, I'll give you that 19. Oh wait. I guess you got the 10. Okay, cool. Yeah, what would you like to do? Buttercup, you and Bruce are up first. Bruce, you express you're not so sure.
That was expressed.
Okay. Buttercup, what would you like to do? You're up first.
She takes a step back, so that way she's kind of in the shadows a bit, and
Mhm.
has her bow drawn and ready to go, but trying to keep out of the line of sight of the blob.
Okay. So you're readying an action, basically, and stepping
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
All right. Bruce, what would you like to do?
Finish casting Identify and see if I can glean any information.
Okay. What does Identify do when you use it on a creature?
One magical item or imbued creature slash object. You learn the properties, how to use, and spells affecting it.
Interesting. Magic imbued object.
Or
Okay.
creature.
Okay. Here is what you learn, Bruce.
It's a level
The
1
vessel?
spell. It's crazy.
That is so OP for level 1 spell.
Yeah.
So, essentially what you learn is this vessel is not a combative entity. It is like basically a mindless, reactive, like pile of flesh. And it's very startled at your approach. It is the creation of like a bunch of expended flesh, like the magic of which like was originally much stronger, but has essentially been expended in some sort of process. Let's see, does identify if I can tell you that too, or does it just tell you? It is currently protected by the ship, in the sense that the ship itself is marked so that the Great Avian cannot approach it.
Good.
Particularly, the Great Avian cannot approach it.
Huh.
And this like particular enchantment, which keeps the Great Avian at bay, is contained within the flesh of the vessel itself. The other component of the vessel is the Lady Meridia's voice, which was traded in order to summon air guys.
Oh shit.
So essentially what happened, as far as you can tell from using Identify on this vessel, this thing was created when two things were traded away, essentially flesh and voice, in order to summon air guys out of the dark and coax it to take in Lady Meridia as its pupil.
So this thing kind of keeps air guys here. Maybe. It's connected to him at least.
This thing is the byproduct of what was traded away.
Okay.
You don't quite know what that means, but you know it houses voice and flesh. You
So
don't quite know what that means.
at the end of my turn, can I speak to it?
I will say, because of Identify, you know this thing is not intelligent. It is reactive, but it's not intelligent.
Hey
It has
guys,
looked at you and screamed because you woke it up.
it's way more afraid of us than we are of it. Like, we don't have to kill this thing. And I also tell them all the other stuff about the avian.
You convey all of that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Buttercup puts her bow and arrow away. She's like, okay.
Oof.
Okay, what would y'all like to do? Is everyone just like passing on attacking this thing?
I'm gonna hold an action to see if it does anything aggressive.
Okay. Startled to see Bruce, it like sort of shrieks, and it is going to push past him and dart out through this room, past the two of you, prompting attacks of opportunity from all of you if you so choose.
Well, it didn't actually like try and hurt us, so.
No, but we need to keep it the fuck here.
Looking about this room, it is extremely startled, and it is going to start moving towards this door over here to start making its way out.
Fuck. Cast sleep? Somebody cast sleep?
Okay. Back to the top of the round. Again, it is shrieking in horror in a woman's voice as it sort of just like darts its way through here.
27 for Bruce.
We need to re-roll again.
Reroll initiative.
Okay.
Okay, I did.
Is it on me? Did you roll for the vessel?
I
I
think
rolled
that's
for the vessel.
Initiative.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Everything looks good. Okay, Bruce, you're up first.
I use my sleep spell, and I'm exhausted, but I cast it on that thing.
Oh, fuck. Okay. I'm gonna say you move within range. Well, I guess you actually are within range. Okay, so Bruce uses his sleep spell. Bruce, you now are exhausted. Cesarthic, Buttercup, and the Vessel all fall asleep for 3 turns. No saves. You guys are all just down as Bruce opens his mouth and begins singing. Bruce, what would you like to do in this time? Everyone sort of hits the floor.
Wake them up.
They're down, dude. They're like deep, deep sleep.
Oh.
Keep a god asleep kind of sleep.
Do I have a rope?
Do you have rope?
I don't know.
It's in your adventuring kit. I don't think you've used rope, so it should still be in there.
Yeah, I think Buttercup also has rope too.
Can I?
What would you like to do?
Can I try to tie the thing to the ship?
Yes. Yes, you can. Roll me a dexterity check to tie a knot.
16.
16. Okay.
That's some Boy Scout shit.
All right. Pretty good. So you tie it up. In fact, go ahead and do it at advantage because it's asleep. And you have 3 turns to do this.
8.
Okay, 16 it is. All right. So you've managed to tie it to these 2 posts here and here. Anything else you want to do for the next 2 turns?
No.
Just wait for it to wake up?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
All right. So as you all wake up, this thing, as it sort of like begins to rouse from slumber, in kind of a panic, is going to like very sloppily and clumsily sort of like trip over itself on the floor. And it's kind of whimpering. Cesarthic and Buttercup, the 2 of you sort of come to find Bruce standing here with this thing. And it is tied up on the floor. Bruce, you are now exhausted.
What exactly does that do?
You get disadvantage on all of your ability checks.
Oh, that's not a big deal. That's a really, really big deal. That's fine. Okay.
Buttercup comes to and glares at Bruce, but then seeing the thing on the floor like whimpering and everything, Buttercup, walks over to it and goes shh, 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 and like she starts squatting a little bit, so that way she makes her body, since it's on the floor, look even smaller.
It recoils at your touch, and it, as it's sort of shuffling about, it very clumsily just like sweeps into you and kind of like heavily like knocks you to the side.
Oof. Okay.
You sort of like smack against the wall here. But it's sort of like spinning and tripping over itself. And it like kind of falls over and it's like very like heavily breathing, like but it's like tight up, and can't really move. And you see like these various eyes throughout its form sort of like peering over and like darting at you all.
Cool.
What would you like to do?
Does it look like you can maybe pull the pillar that it's tied to? Like, do I think if we left it would stay there?
It looks very weak. Even though this picture is kind of muscly, it's really not this muscly. It's very withered. Think of this as like how it must have looked in its prime, and then since then, something has been sapping away at it.
It's a little withered. Okay.
It's like a withered version of this. But it's tied up, it's in a heap, it's prone, it's whimpering.
Oh, fuck.
And it seems to be afraid of you.
Buttercup's like, guys, I can't watch this. This thing is in agony.
Well,
What do y'all want to do?
do we still destroy the ship?
No.
Why don't we destroy the ship?
What y'all want to do?
'Cause this-
Something is keeping the great avian away from this thing on purpose.
Yeah.
But how do we?
The ship is protected. Or I'm sorry, the enchantment Bruce knows to protect this thing is within the flesh of this.
Okay.
This thing is made to keep the great avian away from it.
Okay.
And likely. Oh, fuck. Doc,
What?
how can we get this thing to Finnegan's bucket?
I'm not sure we'll be able to. Unless this, well, he starts thinking to himself for just a moment.
Then he looks at his character sheet.
Well, I'm looking at a spell specifically.
How do you guys all feel about the situation that you're in? You're looking at this huge, like, monstrous looking thing, but it's like kind of pathetically tied up and like whimpering and heaving on the ground.
How big is it? Is it like large?
It's pretty fucking big. Like, yeah, this thing is large.
Okay.
Can I give it a ration?
Not technically large, I guess. I mean, it's like 10 feet across one way, and then like maybe like 6 or 7 feet tall. It's pretty fucking big.
So yeah, I guess it'd be a large creature.
Technically speaking, we'll call
Yeah.
it large.
Well, that's because I have reduce, enlarge reduce, so I could
God.
I could shrink it, and it would be we
Shrink
could carry.
ray.
Yeah, and its weight is reduced to 1/8 its normal weight, so you could actually
What?
carry it.
Yeah. And then,
But it only lasts for a minute.
oh, that's a problem.
Yeah. Concentration up to 1 minute.
Do I think
Give it a
that?
shot.
Do I think that if Bruce were to use like Step of the Wind, and then jump all the way over to Finnegan's bucket and swim the rest of the distance, that he would make it in a minute?
It's a pretty long dive.
Yeah.
You never know.
Can I use
What do you
animal
think,
handling?
guys?
Can I use
Um,
animal handling to get the eagle that helped out Buttercup earlier to carry it over to Finnegan's bucket? No, I can't.
Get the
do that.
eagle to like kill the eagles.
Um,
How do y'all all feel? What do you want to do about this
Tired.
This- whimpering thing in front of you here?
I want to give it a ration.
You want to give it a ration?
Mm-hmm.
It's too afraid to eat right now. It's not hungry. It's afraid.
Yeah, that's fine. I think we're done here. I think it could be worse.
Do y'all want to think about it? Do y'all want to like in here? Do you want to do something about it?
It's probably a good stopping point. And then we'll take it
Yeah.
over, I guess.
Okay, y'all want to end here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm starting to fade really bad.
Okay, that's fine.
Same.
It's pretty late. You guys
Yeah.
have a really weird situation in front of you. Take your time. Give it some thought. Let me know how you're feeling about it.
God, you wanted us to
Okay.
kill that fucking thing.
Just fucking-
No!
Okay.
Well, that was a dope session, guys. Good
Thank
work.
you, guys.
Yeah,
Good
thank you very
job.
much, guys.
Thanks
Savannah,
so much.
that was very smart of you to figure out that was Urgeist.
I love you, players. You guys are great.
Absolutely. Love you guys. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you guys. We really appreciate you tuning in. Sayla and J Crow. Have a good night, guys.